Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
From Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Massachusetts, the A's head on the road for Game 28. Chatham at 11-14-2 is set to take on the 18-7-2 Brewster Whitecaps. The A's sit at fourth in the Eastern Division standings, and the Whitecaps at second. These teams face off for the second time in the span of a week. We welcome you Diamond Side here at Stony Brook Field alongside my partner Jake Klein. I'm Chase Abrams. Jake, the A's hoping that the Rabbit's foot doesn't need to be standalone in order to be lucky. The Rabbits sprung onto the scene at last night's game, and that game ended with a Junior Milwaukee walk-off home run to snap a 5-game losing skid.
It did, Chase, and as we said last night, it felt like that came at a moment where Chatham needed it the most. On a 5-game losing streak, longest since 2019. Today, another streak awaits, and that's Brewster, which is unbeaten over its last 6.
Collins Black came in to get the save for the A's last night. He's been a high leverage reliever for them all season long. Dennis Cook talks about how much he loves his funky arm angle. That's why he goes to Collins Black in those big situations. And Collins Black delivered with an inning and a third, hitless, couple strikeouts in the game last night to earn the save. I spoke with Collins Black on Catch of the Day coming up soon. But first, Jake caught up with the Chatham manager, Dennis Cook, learned a little bit about what Dennis thought of the Rabbit on the field last night. He's got some good answers, so don't go anywhere. It's coming up right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Almost the All-Star break, but first Game 28 of the Cape League season. Chatham visits Brewster here at Stony Brook Field for the second time this summer. It's time for the Manager Show. With the Chatham manager, Dennis Cook, I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, we've seen all sorts of different camera angles and vantage points of last night's walk-off home run by Junior Milwaukee. You were very stoic after. What was going through your mind as that ball sailed over the fence?
It just, Junior's a great talent. He's got legitimate power, and I'm just glad to get a win, man. It was a good game for us. Even in win, lose, or draw last night, I thought we played a whole lot better baseball. It felt a lot better to me, anyways. So, and I told him that after the game. Even if we would have tied or lost, I would have had the same conversation. But just proud of them for competing, and of course, they made a mistake, and Junior made them pay.
What about yesterday's game felt better to you?
I just felt like it was more competitive. The at-bats, and they threw some good arms at us. I just think the at-bats were more competitive. I saw guys flying around in the outfield, diving for a ball, and Junior dove for a ball at third base that was foul by 6 feet. Just a little more energy and a little more competitiveness, and that's, all we're looking for.
Where does Junior Milwaukee stack up in terms of power hitters you've seen here on Cape Cod?
Oh, he's probably the best I've seen on Cape Cod.
Better than Torkelson?
Torkelson, maybe he's right there with him.
So last night we were just talking with Jay Powell, an eventful rabbit chase on the field. You had a baseball bat out. What were you planning to do with that?
Have you ever heard of rabbit stew? I probably would have got thrown in prison if I would have hit that rabbit with a baseball bat up here. Peter would have had me.
So the rabbit chase goes down, the walk-off home run goes down. What can that do for the mentality of your team coming off that 5-game losing streak to get back in the win column in that way?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, we enjoyed it last night, but today's a whole new day. Brand new day. Just like when we lose, the sun comes up, we flush it, and it's all brand new day today. So hopefully we can carry some momentum with the at-bats and the pitching and stuff, and, you know, get a couple days off, get everybody refreshed, and come back strong and for that little seven-game run.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before Chatham and Brewster at Stony Brook Field. 2 new additions to the lineup today. Let's start with Timon Alfie from Boston College. 2 days ago, he was a Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. How did he end up on your roster?
YD was going to let him go. The kid wanted to get more at bats and helped him out, which was a good thing for the kid. And we needed a corner infield or another infielder that we thought could be a little more offensive, and so we picked him up.
What do you know about him?
Nothing. I just know that from what him and Rob are buddies. Rob told me, he's kind of a hard-nosed kid, kind of like Rob, and a grinder, and those are the kind of guys I like. So it was a no-brainer for us.
You've also got Jack Bell in there from TCU. He's been in this league for a couple of years now. What do you expect him to bring to your lineup?
I just played good defense and good quality at bats. Nothing more. He doesn't have to carry anything. Just be him. And obviously a good player. He's at TCU and then ended up moving over to Texas A&M. So he can play. I saw he hit over 300 at TCU, and so just go play his game and be who he is.
You think it can be an advantage to have players on your roster who have been in this league before?
Oh yeah, I think so. That way they know what to expect, and the fields and all that stuff.
You've got Christian Chatterton on the mound tonight. A week ago today, he also started against Brewster. Probably didn't go the way he wanted it to. What were your takeaways from that start from Christian?
I didn't think he had his good stuff, and he'll probably tell you the same thing. I think he probably warmed up too much. So we talked to him about his pre-start routine, so I expect him to be a whole lot better today.
For a guy who hadn't started at school and comes here, gets a starting nod, how difficult of an adjustment is that for a pitcher?
It shouldn't be, but I think sometimes the kids overthink it. They think they got to start earlier than they have to start throwing, and they end up leaving a couple innings in the bullpen. They throw too many pitches.
I'm sure there were days over the course of your career where you didn't feel like you had your A stuff. How can you battle through those outings?
Well, that's the old saying is you'll have 30 starts a year. You'll 10 you'll feel really good. You should win all 10. 10 you're going to feel really bad. You're probably going to lose them. And then those ones where you feel mediocre is where you're going to make your money. You're either going to win more, the majority of them, or lose the majority of them. And those are the ones you make your money. Listen, it's called pitching, not throwing. So whenever you feel mediocre, just pitch better. Be better with locating and mixing.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Christian Chatterton gets the start tonight against Brewster. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Chase Abrams for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Jake. Christian Chatterton returns to face a team he struggled against his last time out. His first start of the season last time against Brewster did not go the way he or Dennis Cook would have wanted. I talked to a different Chatham A's pitcher, Collins Black. It's coming up on Catch of the Day on the other side.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham.
Abrams. Collins, you've been one of the guys who's been here since the beginning. How have you liked Chatham so far?
Love it. Great town, great people. Been nothing but fun. Been getting into the lakes and the beaches. So I really like it here. It's been awesome.
How's it been for you? What's the advantage of being here since the start of this summer?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of nice to get innings and kind of just get out there and get appearances. It's been cool to be with all the guys. Like, I've grown pretty close to most of the guys on the team, the older guys, and like just to get to see all the new guys, it's been pretty fun. And I really like the coaches here, so it's been great.
What's this bullpen group like in terms of personalities?
I think it's just a lot of fun guys that like to compete and just play baseball. So it's been a good group, and yeah, it's been fun.
Who have been some of your favorite guys on the team this summer?
In the early summer, Talon, Bryson, Oshie Lee, but then like Justice, Terry, Leo, Mikey, like all those guys been really fun. All the guys, Oliver, all the guys been really great here.
What's been your favorite part about Chatham so far?
Baseball won, and then I would probably say the beaches. So yeah, it's been fun.
You spent your freshman season at Duke. What brought you to the Blue Devils out of high school?
Yeah. I committed there pretty early. I liked all the coaches. It was like freshman year. It was when COVID was COVID was big. And I just stayed committed. They were really good. They won a lot of games. It was fun baseball. It was good baseball. Coach Pollard was a really good coach. So it was a great first year, yeah.
How did COVID impact the recruitment process for you and other collegiate athletes?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like we were like Zooming everything, and I don't know, it was weird. But I guess it like made it easier because of Twitter and everything to get out there and be seen. It was just like a lot of Zooms, a lot of Twitter. So
you entered the transfer portal after your freshman season there. How long did NC State wait until they reached out to you?
It was like a day, maybe. I talked to them in high school before I committed to Duke. I definitely should have gone there out of high school. But I'm just happy I'm there now.
What is it that you liked about that NC State program?
The coaches, Clint Kleisser and Avent. Elliot Avent was really good and hard, of course. And then all the guys. I know a lot of the guys on the state team, and just a good group of guys.
What was it like playing close to home for them this past year?
Well, I got closer somehow, but it was fun. I loved playing for them. They're a good group of guys. I wish we would have made it a little bit farther, but next year we're gonna go all the way. So I'm excited.
What was your biggest development from this past season with the Wolfpack?
I think just learning my fastball, and because I had that slider coming in, developing a changeup, even though I haven't really thrown it here, but the fastball was really the biggest development. Learning where to throw it, when to throw it, and just kind of getting more accurate with it. All big things.
What adjustments were you making to get the feel for that fastball a little bit better?
Yeah, I was always kind of a sink guy, so I kind of thought I had to play it lower in the zone. But after looking at the metrics and kind of diving deeper into it, I learned that I could throw it at the top of the zone and get better results. So that was kind of the biggest thing. And then I started to gain velo when I got to state, so it was a lot of fun.
Catching up with Collins Black ahead of Game 27 on Catch of the Day. Collins, Dennis Cook has told us that he doesn't really have a traditional closer, but he likes you in those high leverage spots. What's it been like for you this summer getting to pitch in those big moments?
Yeah, no, it's fun. I started the year at state kind of closing games, so it's like a familiar feeling, and it kind of gets the adrenaline going, so I love it.
Dennis said that he likes you because of that funky arm release, that funky arm angle that you pitch with. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I got surgery on my ulnar nerve, like a transposition, and ever since then I kind of just dropped it more and more, and right now I'm pretty much true sidearm, so I like it. It feels good. It's natural, and I don't know, it works.
What kind of advantage does it give you pitching from that non-traditional arm slot?
Yeah, against righties in general, it's like I'm pitching from behind them, so it makes it easy to break stuff off on a slider or get a fastball at an account. Versus lefties, just getting fastball up it's harder for them to see, and then I can just spin it back foot, and then the changeup plays off it right there.
What are you hoping to accomplish during your time in Chatham before you head back to NC State?
I hope we make playoffs and we go deep, so that'll be fun.
Currently in playoff position, there's Collins Black on Catch of the Day. Collins, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to Jay Klein as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
All right, Chase, here at Stony Brook Field, getting ready for Chatham and Brewster. Second of three meetings between these two teams here in Brewster this summer. It is almost the top of the hour, which means it is almost game time. We will get you the national anthem, the starting lineups, the pitching matchup, and first pitch on the other side. Chatham and Brewster coming up next.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's Baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's
a home run, a grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores, and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
Welcome Diamond Side at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams. We've got first pitch and the national anthem before that. But before we get to that, Jake Klein has your lineups presented by the Chatham Clothing Bar.
Starting with Chatham Chase, 11, 14, and 2 under second-year manager Dennis Cook. Rob Rispoli, the second baseman from UConn, leads off. Then Bino Waters, the left fielder from Notre Dame, bats second. Junior Lewacki, the first baseman from Oregon, hits third, and Tyler Howe, the right fielder from North Carolina, fourth. Ty Peoples, the center fielder from Georgia, bats fifth, and Harlan Hovatter, the Meridian Community College catcher. Timon Alfie, the third baseman, makes his A's debut. He's out at Boston College in the 7-hole. Eddie Marshall, the DH today from Samford, bats eighth, and Jack Bell, the shortstop from TCU, bats ninth. We'll get to the Brewster lineup in just a moment, but first, time for the national anthem here at Stony Brook Field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So there's the national anthem at Stony Brook Field, and we'll continue our lineups brought to you by Chatham Clothing Bar. For Brewster, 18, 17, and 2 under the 12th-year skipper Jamie Shevchuk. Second place in the East Division. Jay Abernathy, the second baseman from Tennessee, leads off. Then Jamie Laskoski, the third baseman from William and Mary. Jacob Lee's the designated hitter and the Cape League's leader in home runs. He's the DH batting third. Cash Strayer, the right fielder from Florida, hits fourth. Owen Jenkins, the Kentucky catcher, hits fifth. Michael Torres is the center fielder from Miami. He bats seventh. And Brody DeLamalier, the left fielder from Florida State. Eddie Amon, the first baseman from LSU. And Pete Daniel is the shortstop for Brewster out of Virginia Tech. Those are your lineups brought to you by Chatham Clothing Bar, and Chase Abrams has your pitching matchup brought to you by the Red Nun Bar and Grill.
Sure do, Jake. Skylar Sanford gets the ball first for the Brewster Whitecaps. It's his 8th appearance with the Whitecaps this summer, but his first start. He's pitched to a 2.13 ERA out of the bullpen so far in 12 2/3 innings of work. 9 strikeouts for him. However, he's walked 14 and also hit a batter. When the A's are in the field, Christian Chatterton will take the mound. 6', 202 righty from Auburn. He's 1-1 this season with a 7.2 ERA and 5 innings of work. 7 strikeouts for him and 4 walks. His 3rd appearance and his 2nd start. That's your pitching matchup presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. Now time for your umpires, brought to you by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Ryan Damari calls the balls and strikes. Craig Andriazzi is down the first base line, and Kevin Saxton is down the third base line. Whitecaps getting warmed up in the all-navy blue uniform. uniforms today. That's navy blue pants with the white piping on the side, navy blue jerseys with Brewster scrawled across the chest in white, white numbers outlined in seafoam green in the front, seafoam green numbers outlined in white on the back, and the navy blue hats for the Whitecaps today. Chatham in the road blues today, royal blue jerseys with gray pants. The royal blue jerseys have Chatham scrawled across the chest in white, with a red number outlined in white on the front and a white number outlined in red on the back. Same royal blue hats for the A's today, except it'll be a Star-Spangled Anglers A in the center of those hats. Sanford gets his warm-up pitches in. Rob Rispoli, Bino Waters, and Junior Lewacki are the three Chatham batters due up to face him this inning. A's third base coach Mateo Martinez has yet to take his spot in the third base coach's box. In fact, he'd wandered all the way over to our setup behind home plate, offset to the first base side. Sanford's final warm-up pitch is in. The catcher Owen Jenkins throws down, and we are ready to get underway from Stony Brook Field. Rob Rispoli makes the walk around from his dugout on the first base side to the right-handed batter's box on the third base side. Set for a righty-righty matchup with Sanford on the mound. Sanford, rising redshirt sophomore from the University of Florida, 6'6", 225, pitching from the right side. Looks towards his left wrist pitch-comm device, throws both hands in the air, signaling that it is not working. And a first pitch that's already just about 2 minutes late will wait just a bit longer. Brian Del Rosso, the Brewster pitching coach, comes out of the dugout for a second. Sanford still looks towards his own dugout on the third base side. Now he and Del Rosso converge. They'll meet right around the foul line, about halfway between home plate and third base. Del Rosso gives him a new pitch comm device, and Sanford turns around to walk back towards the pitcher's mound.
Welcome to Stony Brook Field. Thank you for...
Rob Rispoli's had a long wait to the left of the right-handed batter's box. Now he steps in. Sanford gets in front of the rubber. Pitch comm device working this time. He looks in, comes out of the windup. First pitch. Fastball, high for ball one. 80 degrees here in Brewster, 5:02 p.m. Your time and temperature at first pitch presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. The 1-0, way inside. High and tight on Rispoli at 91 miles an hour from Skylar Sanford. Rispoli goes ahead 2-0. This comes off a game last night in which he walked 3 times. His first 3 plate appearances at Veterans Field. Sanford's 2-0. High again, ball 3. He misses with another fastball at 92 miles an hour. Rispoli holds an early 3-0 lead in the count to open up this game. Sanford winds and delivers. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. First strike one. 94 miles an hour that time from Sanford. He's in the strike column now, but Rispoli's still in the driver's seat in the 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and in, ball 4. Rob Rispoli does what he does best and draws a walk to open up this contest. Mentioned that Sanford has had issues walking guys all season. That was the 15th walk issued by him this summer in his 13th inning of work. Rispoli leads off first, and Bino Waters stands in the lefty box. Sanford out of the stretch. First pitch. Breaking ball outside. Waters goes ahead 1-0.
And for a guy who, as you mentioned, Chase, has had command issues this summer, an inconspicuous start. A 5-pitch walk, and now ball 1 to Waters.
Sanford comes set, the 1-0. Fastball, called a strike, right down the heart of the plate. The count evens up at 1-1. Sanford, a guy who's had command issues, and he faced a guy in Rispoli who excels at exploiting command issues. Suffice to say, it went Rispoli's way. 1-1 pitch. Fastball flied out towards right center field. Strayer comes in, and it drops in front and for a base hit. Rispoli rounds second. It was misplayed by Strayer in right. He's in with a slide to third without a throw. A single for Bino Waters. Rob Rispoli goes first to third on the misplay.
And the A's have runners on the corners with nobody out in the top of the first.
Smart base running by Rob Rispoli. On a fly ball to right, he gets almost all the way to second base, but not quite there. If it had been caught, he would have had enough time to get back to first. It wasn't, so he had plenty of time to get to second. But as soon as it was misplayed and right by Strayer and bounced past him, Rispoli put on the Jets and goes to third.
The righty Junior Milwaukee stands in. First pitch to him is high. Sanford missed with a fastball at 93 miles an hour, and Milwaukee goes ahead 1-0. Get you the Brewster defensive alignment presented by our good friends at Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Brody DeLamielleure plays left, Michael Torres is in center, and Cash Strayer, who you just heard from, is in right. Get you the rest after the 1-0. Here it is. Fastball up and in. Milwaukee goes ahead 2-0. Jamie Laskowski plays third today. Pete Daniel is at shortstop. Jay Abernathy mans second base. Eddie Yaman is at first. And Owen Jenkins does the catching for the pitcher Skylar Sanford. Rob Rispoli leads off third. Bino Waters does the same off first. Pick to first. Safe. Waters back with a head first dive. Rispoli makes no move from his spot at third. The count stays 2 balls and no strikes on Junior Milwaukee.
Obviously, you'd like to keep Waters at least in your mind, but that's risky.
Pick to first again, safe again. This time Waters back standing. No tag applied by the first baseman Yaman, and Rispoli keeps his spot at third.
You want the double play to be in order, but you throw that pickoff away, that's a free run.
2-0 pitch. Fastball called a strike. 93 miles an hour at the knees of the big righty Milwaukee. Junior Milwaukee played hero last night. His walk-off home run in the 9th single-handedly ended a 5-game losing skid for the A's. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball below the zone. And Milwaukee goes into a hitter's count, 3-1. Sanford checks the pitch comm device. Standing on the right side of the rubber. Steps in front, looks towards his catcher Jenkins. One peek towards first. Here's the 3-1. Runner goes from first. Pitch is high, ball 4. Waters gets the extra base anyway, thanks to the walk to Junior Milwaukee. Skylar Sanford has faced 3 Chatham hitters, and all 3 have reached base to start this ball game. The A's have the bases loaded, and Tyler Howe, the lefty, is the next man up. The Brewster infield stays back, save for the third baseman Laskowski. The lefty Howe stands in. First pitch to him. Fastball lined foul. Right back to the netting. And Howe falls behind 0-1. Sanford's thrown 14 pitches so far today. Just 5 have gone for strikes. The runners take their leads off the respective bases. 0-1 to Howe. Fastball up and away.
And that 5 includes the pitch that's fouled off by Howe and the single by Bino Waters.
The count evens up at 1-1 on Tyler Howe. Rob Rispoli is on third. Bino Waters is on second. Junior Milwaukee is on first. Sanford comes set. The 1-1. Breaking ball popped up on the infield. Laskowski drifts back from his spot at third and makes the catch. Nobody advances. It was off the hands of Tyler Howe. An unproductive out with the bases loaded. Sanford gets 1 out in the top of the first. The bases stay loaded for Chatham, and Ty Peoples is the next man up. Another lefty-righty matchup with Sanford on the mound. Who comes set? First pitch to Peoples. High and away. Peoples last night was 0 for 4, or rather 0 for 3, though he did reach base twice and actually drove in a run with a bases-loaded walk. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. It bounces away from Jenkins, but back into the field of play. It bounced in the dirt and then off his chest protector, back towards the pitcher's mound just a little bit, and forced Rispoli to stay at third base. Peoples goes ahead 2 balls and no strikes, and the A's base runners retake their respective leads.
Got to be ready to hit. He's got to put something in the zone.
2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. Sanford got it past Peoples at 94 miles an hour. He gets one back. It's 2-1 on Ty Peoples. Sanford sets the pitch.
Fastball, high, and Peoples moves into a friendly 3-ball, 1-strike count. The stands here at Stony Brook Field, dotted with fans on both sides of home plate. Peoples stands in a 3-1 count. The pitch. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. Sanford walks in a run, and Chatham is in the scoring column first. Back-to-back games with a bases-loaded walk for Ty Peoples. Rob Rispoli comes in to score, and Chatham leads 1-0 in the first. Second walk of the inning issued by Skylar Sanford. And with just 1 out in the top of the first, Brian Del Rosso, the Brewster pitching coach, walks out to the mound to have a conversation with his right-hander. He's faced 5 batters so far. He's retired just 1 of them. The bases are filled with A's, and another lefty, Harlan Hovatter, is the next man up for Chatham.
This is where we've talked about for the A's. The struggle has been, all right, you've got to run early. How can you make it more than 1 early run? How can you add on? How can you turn this from, okay, we scored early to we took a massive lead early?
Golden opportunity for Chatham to do just that. Runners at every base, but that means there's an out at every base. The lefty Harlan Hovatter stands in. Del Rosso returns to the dugout on the third base side. Lefty-righty matchup with Sanford, who comes set at the belt. First pitch to Hovatter. Fastball, called a strike. 94 miles an hour, around letter height of the lefty Hovatter on the outer third of the plate. He falls behind 0-1 against Sanford. A 1 pitch in the dirt. Jenkins lunges to keep it in front. It bounced off his glove, but stayed in front of the glove. The count evens up at a ball and a strike on Hovatter. Sanford comes set. The 1-1. Breaking ball high. And Hovatter moves ahead 2-1. Sanford looks in. 2-1 pitch. Fastball low. 3 balls and 1 strike on Harlan Hovatter. Already a right-hander warming in the Brewster bullpen. A bright blue sky drapes over Stony Brook Field in Brewster, with a few wispy clouds hanging above. 3-1 pitch. Fastball cut on and miss, strike 2. The right-hander Jordan Rogolski, who's already seen Chatham this summer, is warming up in the bullpen down the third base line in foul territory.
Big 3-2 pitch here.
Full count on Hovatter. Here's the payoff. Up and away, ball 4. Sanford walks in a second run. Bino Waters comes in to score now, and the A's lead 2-0 in the top of the first. Milwaukee goes to third, Ty Peoples goes to second, and Harlan Hovatter jogs down to first. Back-to-back bases-loaded walks issued by Skylar Sanford. Still just 1 out in the top of the first inning, and the bases remain loaded for the lefty Ty Manalfi.
I wonder how much longer they leave him in.
First pitch, breaking ball low. Ball 1 on Manalfi. It's the Chatham A's debut for Ty Manalfi, left-handed hitting third baseman from Boston College. He comes up with the bases loaded and 1 man gone. 1-0 pitch. Fastball bounced to the left side. The shortstop, Daniel, flips to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. A run comes in to score on the fielder's choice. Ty Manalfi beats it out down the first base line. No. Now we're saying runner's interference at second base. Harlan Hovatter slid hard into the second base bag. And Manalfi, who beat out the throw to first, he would have been safe, but runner's interference was called by left side umpire Kevin Saxton. Dennis Cook is out of the Chatham dugout on the first base side, knees slightly bent, both hands held aloft as if to say, what? What just happened? He is pleading his case with Kevin Saxton. Saxton wants none of it.
Boy, That is a brutal call for Chatham, because a 2-0 lead on that double play is fine, but it could have been 3-0 Chatham with runners on the corners.
And the inning would have continued. Instead, the inning is over. It goes down as a fielder's choice for Manalfi, but the runner's interference at second base from Harlan Hovatter ends the inning for Chatham. The A's get 2 runs on just 1 hit and take the early 2-0 lead before the Brewster bats even come to the plate. Chatham snapped a 5-game losing skid last night and looked to carry that momentum over. Will the luck of the Rabbit stay with the A's on this evening at Stony Brook Field? Well, the offense has scored 2 early on. Can the pitching hold up? We find out straight ahead.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter, and you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Bino Waters from LSU. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams, Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Bino Waters provided the only Chatham hit in the top of the first inning, but the A's scored 2 runs regardless. 2-0 is the Chatham lead after 1/2 of an inning at Stony Brook Field. And the righty Christian Chatterton takes the mound for the first time this afternoon. Jay Abernathy, Jamie Laskowski, and Jacob Lee are the 3 Whitecaps hitters set up to face him. First, the left-handed hitting Abernathy stands in. Chatterton out of the windup. First pitch, fastball, outside. A ball and no strikes on Abernathy. Abernathy is the left-handed hitting second baseman from the University of Oklahoma. He's ahead 1-0 on Chatterton. The pitch, fastball again, called the strike this time. 91 miles an hour on the outer part of the zone. Just above knee level on the lefty Abernathy, and the count evens up at 1-1 on him. Chatterton comes set, looking towards his catcher Hovatter. Winds and delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt. Abernathy lays off and goes ahead 2-1. It's a unique windup for Christian Chatterton. His left foot, his front foot, steps backwards. He steps backwards with it and then comes home. The 2-1 is a fastball low. Jay Abernathy extends his lead in the count to 3-1 strike.
Strike throwing was a major issue for Chatterton when he started against Brewster a week ago today.
Here's the 3-1. Fastball lined through and into right field, a base hit. Jay Abernathy's got a leadoff single for the Whitecaps in the bottom of the first. He turned around on a 3-1 breaking ball from Chatterton on the mound, lined it to the pull side, the right side, past Rob Rispoli at second, and now he leads off first base with nobody gone for the lefty Jamie Laskowski. Get you the Chatham A's defensive alignment, presented as always by our good friends at Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Bino Waters mans left field with Ty Peoples in center and Tyler Howe playing right. Get you the rest of the defensive alignment after the first pitch, but first, the pick to first. Abernathy is back safely. Ty Manalfi mans third. Jack Bell plays short. Rob Rispoli is at second. Junior Milwaukee is at first. And Harlan Hovatter does the catching for Christian Chatterton on the mound. Pick to first again. Abernathy back safely again with a head-first dive.
He's the league's leader in stolen bases with 14 in 15 tries.
And he plays for a Whitecaps team that loves to steal bases. Let off first for a second. Now a quick timeout called as Timon Alfie at third needs to adjust his belt over there. Now he's all set. Abernathy Reed takes his lead off first. And Laskowski awaits the first pitch. Here it is. Fastball line towards Rispoli at second. He fields on one hop, throws to second for one, on to first. It gets past Milwaukee and goes to the fence. The A's get the lead runner Abernathy at second base, but the turn from Jack Bell goes wide to the first baseman, Junior Milwaukee, and Laskowski reaches first base safely. 4-6 go the A's in the field. Laskowski leads off first base, and there's one out in the bottom of the first for the catcher, Jacob Lee. Righty-righty matchup for the first time for Christian Chatterton. Though Jacob Lee, not exactly the guy you want to face. First pitch to him. Fastball up and in. Lee bends back and utters an audible ooh as it goes past his chin.
I don't know if it was an ooh. I think it was more of a four-letter word that begins with F.
Jacob Lee is the Cape League leader in home runs this summer. 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, Jake, you and I had a short conversation about this last night, about what you would do if a fastball came that close to your face. Well, Jacob Lee had a fastball near his face, and then on the next pitch that was down the middle, he did not take the bat off his shoulder. 1-1, breaking ball, tapped foul. Lee falls behind 1-2.
Yeah, no thanks on the mid-90s fastball. That's why I sit here on the other side of the fence.
Lee behind, a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Back-to-back breakers from Christian Chatterton. He strikes out Jacob Lee for his first strikeout this game. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, and Cash Strayer is the next man up for the Whitecaps. He comes up with a man on first and 2 gone. Jamie Laskowski is the man on first base. He's stolen 8 bags this summer. Strayer steps into the lefty batter's box and awaits the first pitch from Chatterton. Here it is. Breaking ball outside. Laskowski ahead, 1 ball and no strikes on Chatterton. Or rather, Strayer is the hitter now. Right fielder who bats from the left side from the University of Florida. Laskowski takes his lead off first. Now he goes. The 1-0 is downstairs. Throw to second. In time! Harlan Hovatter throws out Jamie Laskowski at second base to end the inning. And Christian Chatterton, after the leadoff single, faces the minimum in the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's Chatham 2 and Brewster nothing after 1 inning played at Stony Brook Field. You're listening to it right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Proud to power the Cape all summer long. The Anglers lead the Whitecaps 2-0 after an inning played here at Stony Brook Field. with 8, 9, and 1 set to come up against Skylar Sanford, who stays in the game after, to put it bluntly, a rocky first inning. He faces the righty Eddie Marshall to start off the inning. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch to him. Fastball high. Marshall goes ahead 1-0.
I'm interested to see how long the leash is here on Sanford. He was lucky to get out of the first inning with just the 1 run allowed, given the runner interference call at second.
1-0 to Marshall. Fastball up and in. And he works the count to 2-0. When Sanford has missed with the fastball on the mound, it has pretty much always been up and in against right-handed batters. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball this time, called a strike. And credit to Sanford on that last pitch. It probably looked to be almost a carbon copy of a fastball up and in before it broke back down and away from the righty. 2-1, breaking ball inside. Sanford misses his spot and now falls behind 3-1 on the DH Marshall. Sanford winds and delivers. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. Skylar Sanford walks his fifth batter already this game through 1+ innings of work. It brings the number 9 batter Jack Bell to the plate, with Eddie Marshall leading off first base and nobody out in the top of the second. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch to Bell. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Bell twitched the hands forward, did not go around, and he falls behind 0-1. Jordan Rogolski, the right-hander, had been warming up in the top of the first. Then he sat down. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Marshall stays put as Owen Jenkins, the catcher, picks it up. The count evens up at 1-1. Rogolski was warming up in the top of the first. Then he sat down for the bottom of the first inning. And now he's retaken his spot in the bullpen and started warming up again. 1-1 pitch. Bounced softly towards first. Yaman Fields flips to the pitcher covering. That's all they get. Bell is retired 3-1, but Eddie Marshall goes to second base.
Now batting the second baseman from Yukon.
Hey, you'll take that if you're Chatham. Basically a sacrifice bunt. Moves the runner into scoring position with 1 out, and you get the top of the order up.
The top of the order that went really a combined 1 for 1, but all 3 reached base and 2 came around to score in the first inning. Eddie Marshall takes his lead off second. Rob Rispoli stands in for the second time. First pitch to him is a breaking ball high and pretty close to his face as well. Rispoli leads in the count, a ball and no strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball outside. Rispoli extends his lead in the count to 2-0.
Let's go, Rob!
Sanford fidgeting with the PitchCom device on his left wrist before he steps back in front of the rubber. Peering in towards his catcher, Jenkins. A look towards second. The 2-0. Fastball, he spiked it. And now Rispoli is in the driver's seat. 3 balls and no strikes.
Go, Rob!
Once again, he's already walked once today. That was 1 inning previously. And he walked 3 times last night. 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball down and in, ball 4. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. And Skylar Sanford, who came into this game with some control problems, having walked 14 batters so far this summer, has now walked 6 today. Owen Jenkins, the catcher, heads out there to have a conversation with his pitcher. Sanford got Jack Bell to bounce out to first. But before that, he walked Eddie Marshall, and after he walked Rob Rispoli. With the walk to start this game, by the way, Rispoli has now reached base safely in every single game he's hit leadoff for the Chatham A's this summer. He's been the leadoff hitter for at least the month of July. First pitch to Bino Waters is up and away. Sanford misses with a fastball at 94 and falls behind 1-0.
Jamie Shevchek, the Brewster manager, all the way at the end of the dugout against the railing, stares on blankly.
1-0 pitch. Breaking ball down. Waters goes ahead 2-0. Eddie Marshall leads off second.
after a walk to open this inning. Rob Rispoli leads off first. He walked just one batter ago. Bino Waters leads 2-0. The pitch. Fastball knocked foul straight back to the netting. Jake, were you surprised to see him get the green light ahead 2 balls and no strikes?
Yeah, I was surprised to see him fire the hands on a pitch above the zone as well, but I don't know. I might take until I see a strike at this point against Sanford.
The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball inside. Waters danced backwards out of the way of it. He's ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, he hasn't really proven that he can consistently put the ball in the zone.
Junior Milwaukee is the man on deck for Chatham. He's homered 3 times in the last 4 games. 3-1 to Waters. Fastball bounced to the right side. Abernathy's up with it. Flips to second for 1. Spin throw to first. Not in time. Waters just beats it out. Marshall goes to third. Rispoli is retired at second on the quick throw from Abernathy to Pete Daniel. Bino Waters reaches on the fielder's choice 4-6. And the A's have runners on the corners with 2 outs for the righty Junior Milwaukee. Jamie Shevchik stays in the dugout. He lets his righty face Milwaukee. First pitch to him. Fastball, check swing, appeal to first, no swing, says right side umpire Craig Andriazzi. It was a pitch above the zone. Milwaukee twitched the hands forward but did ultimately hold up. He's ahead 1-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball, knocked foul straight back. He just barely got a piece of it. The count evens up at 1-1 on him. Milwaukee walked in the first inning. It was just his 4th walk this summer. He stands in an even 1-1 count. Sanford's pitch. Fastball, check swing. He went around, says home plate umpire Ryan Damari. And Milwaukee falls behind the righty Sanford. Eddie Marshall takes his lead off third. Bino Waters does the same off first. Sanford comes set on the mound. The 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Skylar Sanford dances into and out of trouble in the second inning. He walks 2 in the inning, allows 3 total base runners, but Chatham does not score. In fact, the A's do not record a hit. No runs, no hits, no errors, and runners left stranded on the corners for Chatham in the top of the second. An inning and a half in the books at Stony Brook Field. The A's lead the Whitecaps 2-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Change had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. I told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. Town. The boys are back in town.
Netting Pro Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pro Stadionic making sports facilities iconic. Christian Chatterton returns to the mound, with the A's ahead 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. He's set to face Cash Strayer once again. Chatterton comes out of the windup. First pitch is a fastball, called the strike on the inner part of the plate. Just around waist height on the lefty Strayer. Strayer was up in the
bottom of the first inning when Jamie Laskowski was thrown out. The pitch, outside ball one. Laskowski was gunned down by the Chatham catcher Harlan Hovatter trying to steal second base. Strayer in an even 1-1 count. The pitch, breaking ball low. And Strayer goes ahead 2-1. The PA system here at Stony Brook Field, pretty much a constant. The 2-1, fastball flied out towards short right field. Playable out there for Tyler Howe, who waits on it and makes the catch for the first out. Cash Strayer flies out to start the bottom of the second inning, and it brings up Owen Jenkins, the catcher from Texas Tech. It's a righty-righty matchup with the Chatham starter Christian Chatterton. First pitch, fastball waved at and missed for strike one. Jenkins was behind a fastball at 92 miles an hour, and he falls behind 0-1. Chatterton coming out of the windup once more. Steps back, now he comes home. Fastball again, bounced foul. Jenkins tried to check his swing and it just bounced off the lower part of the barrel near his hands. Probably would have been ball one, but instead he falls behind 0-2. Chatterton steps back, his 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike three. Second strikeout of the game for Christian Chatterton. He's retired 3 in a row, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning.
Number 24, Michael.
Fans pack the bleachers on the left side and the right side of home plate. The bleachers on the left side in between the press box here at Stony Brook Field and the Brewster dugout on the third base side. Same thing with the bleachers on the first base side. First pitch to the lefty Torres is a fastball lined into center field, a base hit. It bounces in front of the A's center fielder Ty Peoples, and Michael Torres comes up with a 2-out single, the second hit of the game for the Whitecaps. And now Brewster is out hitting Chatham despite the 2-run deficit. The 2-out Michael Torres single to center brings Brody DeLamelier to the plate. In a righty-righty matchup with Christian Chatterton, Torres takes his lead off first. DeLamelier, the Florida State left fielder, stands in. First pitch to him. Breaking ball inside. DeLamelier raises both arms in the air and watches it go by underneath him. He's ahead 1-0 on Chatterton. Chatterton sets at the belt. Pick to first, safe. Torres dives back just ahead of the tag from the first baseman, Junior Lewacki. Torres has stolen 5 bases this summer, but he's been caught 4 times. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. 79 miles an hour right at the knees from Chatterton. The count evens up at 1-1. Chatterton on the mound throws 4 different pitches, with his primary pitch being a changeup. Pick to first, safe again. No tag applied this time by Lewacki. Chatterton leans on the changeup that'll sit between 74 and 77. Then the fastball, as well as a curveball and a slider. 1-1 to DeLamelier. Runner goes, pitch is popped foul. First base side, Lewacki ranges back. Howe sprints in, and neither one of them can make a play on it. Torres was going before the pitch. Now he's got to jog back to first. Reattach the sliding mitt on the left hand. And Brody DeLamelier takes his time and now steps back into the righty box. Behind in the count, 1-2 against Chatterton. Chatterton peeks towards first. Minuscule lead for Michael Torres, but Chatterton picks there anyways, and Torres dives back safely. The flag in right center field at Stony Brook Field hangs limp. Windless day, or mostly windless day here in Brewster. Delamalier awaits the 1-2 from Chatterton. Here it is. Breaking ball just below the zone. Delamalier started the hands but did not come close to going around. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. Chatterton comes set. The 2-2, runner goes, pitches a fastball, called, strike 3. Christian Chatterton strikes out Brody Delamalier looking for his 3rd strikeout of the game, and he's out of a 2nd scoreless inning. No runs on 1 hit, and 1 man left on base for Brewster. Through 2 innings at Stony Brook Field, the A's lead the Whitecaps 2-0. Top of the 3rd is straight ahead.
Chatham A's on the air.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime. Sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. And now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south, London town.
Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. It's the top of the 3rd at Stony Brook Field, with the A's out in front 2-0 over the home Whitecaps. After the starter, Skylar Sanford went 2 rocky innings. Jamie Shevchik decided he had seen enough. He made a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen and turned to the righty, Jordan Rogolski. 6'3", 195 from Duke, just wrapped up his freshman season there, is set to face the heart of the A's order. First up, the lefty Tyler Howe. First pitch to him is a fastball down Broadway for strike 1. Rogolski has a 7.27 ERA with Brewster this summer in 7 appearances, all out of the bullpen, 8 2/3 combined innings. A 1 to Howe. Fastball, foul tipped for strike 2.
Chase, the final line on Sanford, 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned 6 walks and 1 strikeout. It's a minor miracle. The Chatham lead is only 2-0.
Tyler Howe is behind 0-2 on Rogolski, who comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball, waved at and missed, strike 3. 1 batter faced for Jordan Rogolski, and he's already picked up his first strikeout. 1 out in the top of the 3rd. I was going to talk about it, Jake. The line on Rogolski is also that he's wild. He's struck out just 2 batters this summer entering play today, and he's walked 7 in 8 2/3 innings.
He's already twice against Chatham, though, and he's been under control both times.
He's already picked up his 3rd strikeout of the summer this inning. Now the lefty Ty People stands in against him. First pitch. Breaking ball popped foul and out of play. 3 straight lefties were due up for the A's this inning. Actually, 4 straight lefties for the A's. Jamie Shevchik turned to a righty anyway. And he's already recorded 1 strikeout. Now he's ahead 0-2 on Peoples. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball downstairs. The count evens up at a ball and a strike on Peoples. Rogolski is a reliever by trade, and he's pitched out of the stretch exclusively since coming into this game, despite the bases being empty. 1-1 to Peoples. Breaking ball up and away. He missed with 79 miles an hour around eye level of Peoples and far outside the strike zone. Peoples goes ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. Rogolski sets on the mound again. The 2-1. Fastball called strike 2. Ty Peoples has looked like plate discipline is something that he's been working on at points this summer, though at some points, maybe a little bit too much. He struck out looking in a big moment last night. 2-2 pitch, fastball low. Rogolski misses with 95 miles an hour, and the count goes full on Ty Peoples.
But he's also drawn bases-loaded walks in consecutive games.
So maybe the plate discipline, a positive as well. Payoff pitch upcoming. Here it is. Fastball lined over first base and into right field, a base hit. Peoples rounds first. Now he puts the brakes on as the right fielder Strayer picked it up along the line. He's got a one-out single for the A's. The second hit of the game for Chatham. And he leads off first with a man gone in the top of the third.
Number 8, Harlan Hovader.
It brings Harlan Hovader to the plate. A runner has reached base in all 3 innings thus far for Chatham. First pitch to Hovader, downstairs. Rogolski misses with a fastball and falls behind 1-0.
Let's go, Harlan!
Rogolski looks towards his catcher Jenkins. The 1-0 pitch, fastball popped foul and out of play. Third base side, it drifts over the stands here at Stony Brook Field. I keep wanting to call it White House Field. That's not where we are. At Stony Brook Field, in between the Whitecaps dugout and the press box. Rogolski nods a couple times. 1-1 to Hovader. Fastball called strike 2. He placed it right at the knees of the lefty Hovader at 93 miles an hour. And Rogolski goes ahead, a ball and 2 strikes on Hovader. Some light shadows being cast out onto the field of play. Pick to first, safe. Ty Peoples back with a head first dive. The trees offset to the third base side of Stony Brook Field, casting shadows just somewhat onto the field of play, just barely scraping the edge of the third base line. 1-2, fastball lined, caught. No, it fell out of the glove of the third baseman Laskowski. They say it was on the transfer, so it is a line out by Harlan Hovader. Laskowski leaped in the air, snagged it, and then came down with it, tried to pull it out of his glove and throw back to first, but could not do so cleanly. A line out to third for Harlan Hovader, and now there's 2 outs in the top of the third.
Exactly the type of swing you want from Hovader. Takes an outside fastball and just knocks it the other way. Laskowski just got up, took a hit away.
It brings Timon Alfie to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup. Pick to first, safe. Peoples back without a dive. No tag applied by Eddie Yaman, the first baseman. Hovader did everything right, like you said, but it's an unforgiving game. We've talked multiple times this summer how he's been so close to multiple home runs. First pitch to Manalfi, runner goes, pitches low, throw to second. In time, he's out. Ty Peoples is thrown out by Owen Jenkins trying to take second base. And Jordan Rogolski faces just 3 batters in his first inning of work out of the bullpen. No runs for the A's on 1 hit, no errors, and after Ty Peoples was thrown out at second, nobody left. 2.5 innings in the books at Stony Brook Field. Chatham 2 and Brewster nothing.
Chatham A's on the air.
welcoming you back to Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Massachusetts for the bottom of the third inning right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's Chatham 2 and Brewster nothing as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Whitecaps to face the righty Christian Chatterton. First pitch to Eddie Yaman is a fastball on the lower inner part of the plate, and Chatterton goes ahead 0-1. Yaman, the first baseman, batting from the right side. He's from LSU. Faces the Auburn righty Chatterton. 0-1 pitch, fastball down and in. Similar spot, but this time Chatterton missed the strike zone. The count evens up at 1-1 on Yaman. One pitch, breaking ball, wave and a miss. Yaman well out in front of a breaking ball that dipped below and away from the righty, who now falls behind 1-2 against Chatterton. Chatterton's allowed a base runner at least in both innings so far. 1-2 pitch, wave and a miss. It bounces off Eddie Marshall, but out anyways, called by home plate umpire Ryan Damari. Yaman hesitates for a second before heading back to his dugout on the third base side. A strikeout swinging for him, and the fourth strikeout of the game for Christian Chatterton on the mound. There's one out in the bottom of the third inning, and it brings the number 9 batter Pete Daniel to the plate to face Chatterton. Chatterton's given up a hit in both innings so far, but has not allowed a runner to reach second base yet. Coming out of the windup, first pitch to Daniel. Fastball called a strike. Daniel, another batter who hits from the right side for Brewster, the shortstop from Virginia Tech, in a righty-righty matchup with Chatterton on the mound. He's behind no balls and 1 strike on him. Chatterton nods. His step back into the windup, the 0-1. Breaking ball grounded to the left side. Diving, it bounces off the glove of Manalfi and towards second base. Pete Daniel reaches safely, and Brewster's got a 1-out base runner in the bottom of the third. Manalfi kind of a half dive. It bounced off the heel of his glove. The shortstop, Jack Bell, was running behind him to back him up. So when it bounced towards the second base bag, there was no other Chatham defender in the vicinity. And Pete Daniel reaches safely with 1 out.
I think Manalfi overdove. Probably could have taken a few hard steps charging the ball and gotten to it. Instead, he waited back and dove too far.
Brings the lefty Jay Abernathy to the plate. First pitch to him, he squares to bunt, pulls back, and watches it go by outside at 76 miles an hour. It's a very slow changeup for Christian Chatterton on the mound. 76 miles an hour on that last one. He can get the fastball up to 92, 93 or so. 1-0 pitch, fastball downstairs. Abernathy had squared to bunt again, though he pulled back quickly. The third baseman, Manalfi, was sprinting in on the grass. And now he stands on the lip of the grass at third. Pete Daniel takes his lead off first. Christian Chatterton looks that way. Now he comes set at the belt. Pick to first, safe. Chatterton has now allowed a hit in all 3 innings of work so far. And the Whitecaps are out hitting the A's 3-2. But it's Chatham who holds the 2-0 advantage. 2-0 pitch, fastball low. Marshall pops to his feet but does not throw to first, as Pete Daniel had taken a large lead off but got back quickly. Chatterton, pitching from the stretch again, falls behind the hitter Jay Abernathy. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball, just low. And he walks Jay Abernathy on 4 pitches. Pete Daniel jogs to second, the first Brewster Whitecap batter today to claim that feat. And the Whitecaps put runners on first and second with 1 gone in the bottom of the third. That walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. The Whitecaps look to have something cooking on the base paths with the lefty Jamie Laskowski up. First pitch to him is a fastball below the zone for ball 1. Laskowski is hitting .322 this summer for the Whitecaps. He finds himself near the top of the leaderboard in the Cape League in that category. He's homered twice and he's driven in 11. The 1-0 pitch, fastball cut on and missed for strike 1.
Chatterton really needs to try to prevent this inning from unraveling in the way his second inning did in his start a week ago today against Brewster. Started with the walks and then came the hits, and before you knew it, it was a big inning.
He looks back towards Pete Daniel on second, now picks that way and throws towards Rispoli covering. Daniel was back before the throw even came out of the hand of Chatterton on the mound. Now Chatterton exchanges a few words, actually with the shortstop, Bell. Rispoli is playing second base today. He'd played some short. Now he's moved back to second, which is the spot that he occupied for most of the start of the season. Runners lead off, 1-1 pitch, breaking ball outside. Laskowski goes ahead 2-1. Now Chatterton's first appearance with the A's out of the bullpen, he went 3 hitless innings. His first start, not nearly as successful. 2-1 to Laskowski, fastball low. Laskowski moves into the driver's seat, 3-1. Chatterton missed with a fastball at 90 miles an hour. And he puts Laskowski in the hitter's count.
Dennis Cook comes out of the dugout, spins his finger toward the bullpen, says, let's go.
3-1 pitch. Fastball bounced foul. First base side where it's collected by Junior Lewacki. Chatterton finds the zone. Laskowski spoils it, and the count goes full on him.
And Laskowski bailed him out there because that pitch was going to be low had he taken it.
Pete Daniel is the runner on second. Jay Abernathy is the runner on first. It's a full count on Jamie Laskowski with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Chatham leads Brewster 2-0. Chatterton sets the pitch. Both runners go. Pitch is high, ball 4. Daniel goes to third. Abernathy goes to second. And Jamie Laskowski jogs down to first with a 1-out walk. The second consecutive 1-out walk issued by the A's pitcher Christian Chatterton. He's loaded the bases with 1 man gone, and now Jay Powell, the Chatham A's pitching coach, jogs out towards the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher and the entirety of his infield. Chatterton struck out Eddie Yaman swinging to start this inning, then gave up the single to Pete Daniel before walking both Jay Abernathy and Jamie Laskowski. Now the bases are loaded for the Whitecaps with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Jay Powell has said his part, and he walks back towards the A's dugout on the first base side.
Not the guy you want to see in a 2-run game with the bases loaded.
Jacob Lee is the next man up for Brewster, the Cape League leader in home runs, who's already homered against Chatham twice this summer. Chatterton out of the windup. First pitch, breaking ball popped up, right side in foul territory. Lewacki sprints back. Howe comes in. The second baseman Rispoli goes back, and no play is made on the ball. It drops down, and it's just strike 1 on Jacob Lee.
Yeah, Lewacki was right up against the fence, down the right side, past the Chatham dugout, and just let it drop.
He had an interesting situation at Wareham just a few games ago where he caught it in foul territory. A 1 pitch, fastball, cut on and missed, strike 2. I apologize, that was actually at Hyannis, where he caught it in foul territory, tried to throw home as a runner broke towards the plate, and his throw bounced off a screen in the field of play. Lee behind 0-2 on Chatterton, who winds and delivers. Fastball low and away. He just missed with 92 miles an hour. The count moves to 1-2 on Jacob Lee.
You might be wondering, wait, did Chase say there was a protective screen in the field of play?
1-2, breaking ball called, strike 3. Christian Chatterton gets Jacob Lee looking, his second strikeout of the game. It's the 5th strikeout of the game for Christian Chatterton, and now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the third, an all-important out recorded by Chatterton on the mound. He strikes out the Cape League home run king with the bases loaded. 2 outs now for the lefty Cash Strayer. First pitch to him, fastball low. And yes, Jake, I did say a screen in the field of play. It's the screen that players, or really teams, use to shield their bat boys and their managers occasionally. 1-0 to Strayer. Breaking ball in the dirt. Hovatter blocks it with the chest protector, and Pete Daniels stays put at third. He started towards the plate, but it rolled down the third base line. So it would have been a race for Hovatter to pick up the ball and then just really tag the runner Daniel as he came right at him.
Now Chatterton in a really disadvantageous situation with the bases loaded. Behind 2-0, you basically have to put a ball in the strike zone.
And he lobs the game ball towards the Brewster dugout on the third base side, gets a new one from home plate umpire Ryan Damari, adjusts the navy blue cap, and steps back in front of the rubber. He looks for the sign from his catcher Hovatter. Out of the windup, the 2-0. Fastball low, 3 balls and no strikes on Cash Strayer, and there's nowhere to put him. 2 runs in this game already for Chatham. Both came in on bases-loaded walks. Christian Chatterton in danger of the same fate here. The 3-0 pitch, fastball up and in, ball 4. He walked Strayer on 4 straight pitches, and the first run comes in to score for the Whitecaps. Brewster gets one back. It's 2-1 in the bottom of the third.
Now batting the catcher from Texas.
Pete Daniel comes in to score. Jay Abernathy goes to third. Jamie Laskowski goes to second. And Cash Strayer jogs down to first. The bases stay loaded for the righty Owen Jenkins. Chatterton stays out of the windup. First pitch, breaking ball, check swing. Appeal to the right side, no swing, says Craig Andriazzi.
Got to throw strikes.
Jenkins goes ahead 1-0. It sounds so simple when you say it like that.
Well, that's the job.
Chatterton steps back and comes home with the 1-0. Breaking ball, called a strike. Top of the zone on the righty Jenkins. And the count evens up at 1-1 on him.
4 base runners in this inning, 3 on walks.
Christian Chatterton does his best Skylar Sanford impression here in the third inning. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball again, cut on and miss, strike 2.
Battle here.
Chatterton hung it at 81 miles an hour, and Jenkins just swung right through it. He goes behind in the count, 1-2 on Chatterton, who comes set up at the belt. 1-2 pitch, fastball just below the knees. The count evens up at 2-2. It was a 93-mile-an-hour Christian Chatterton heater, possibly his hardest pitch of the game so far, and he just missed his spot with it. Now he nods his head. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball line towards short. Picked on one hop by Bell. His sidearm throw across is in time for the out. Jack Bell's first real test at short for Chatham. He guns down Owen Jenkins 6-3, and Christian Chatterton finally gets out of the inning. Brewster gets one back on 1 run with 1 hit, no errors, and the bases left loaded. It's Chatham 2 and Brewster 1 after 3 innings played here at Stony Brook Field. Christian Chatterton, the A's starter, and Skylar Sanford, the Brewster starter, have both struggled with command today. All 3 runs that have come in to score have come in on bases loaded walks, but the A's had 2 and the Whitecaps had 1. Once again, Chatham 2 and Brewster 1 after 3 innings. Jake Klein takes over on play-by-play next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field for the top of the fourth inning. For your play-by-play, here's Jake Klein.
All right, Chase, 2-1 Chatham lead as the fourth inning begins. Ty Manolfi leads off against the right-hander Jordan Rogolski. Right on left matchup. First pitch from Rogolski in the dirt, 1-0. Mentioned the struggles of the starter Skylar Sanford to command the zone. He walked 6 batters in 2 innings and miraculously allowed only 2 runs. 1-0 to Manolfi. Downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. That's in large part because of what happened when Manolfi was at the plate last time. Came up with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first. The previous 2 batters having drawn bases loaded walks. 2-0. Swung on and grounded toward first. Fielded there by Yaman. He drops to a knee to grab it. Takes it to the bag himself and retires Manolfi for the first out.
Engine is running up near the tennis lot. A blue Honda Accord, license plate number 7.
Manolfi grounds out 3 unassisted, 1 gone.
Your engine is running. Please turn it off.
Right-handed hitting Eddie Marshall steps in.
Number 65, Everett Marshall.
So Manolfi in his first at-bat in that first inning with 2 runs already and hits a ground ball to short, appears to beat out the inning-ending double play ball and bring home another run. It was called off. First pitch to Marshall. Breaking ball popped up, out of play. Behind home plate offset toward the first base side, 0-1. They ruled runner's interference on Harlan Hovatter at second base, and that wiped the third Chatham run off the board and ended the inning. 0-1 pitch outside. 94 miles an hour from Rogolski, 1-1. 2 hits in the game for the A's, 1 in that 2-run first inning and then another in the third. Here's the 1-1 offering. Just outside, 2-1. After Marshall, it'll be Jack Bell, bottom third of the Chatham order here in the top of the fourth. Righty from the stretch with nobody on. 2-1. Downstairs.
Let's go, Eddie!
3 balls and a strike on Eddie Marshall. Marshall in the 8-hole again tonight. He started 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts last night, then singled in the 8th. He was left on third as the go-ahead run. Chatham eventually won on a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the day drawn by Eddie Marshall. This time he's on with 1 out in the 4th. And the left-handed hitting Jack Bell comes up.
Now batting, the shortstop from Texas A&M, number 21, Jack Bell.
Right on left matchup as Rogolski comes to a set. Marshall takes a small lead off first with 1 out. First pitch to Bell, downstairs. 3rd summer in the Cape League for Jack Bell. 3rd different team. It was with Falmouth in 2024, Yarmouth Dennis last summer, and now Chatham in 2026. 1-0, down and away. 5 straight balls thrown by Rogolski. 2 balls, no strikes on Bell. Bell started his collegiate career at Texas A&M in 2024, spent the last 2 years at TCU. Now he'll transfer back to A&M. 2-0 pitch. Popped up, left side. The left fielder, Delamalier, jogs toward the line. Near straightaway lefty makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting the second baseman from UConn, number 3.
2 gone as Rogolski gets Bell to pop out to left, and the Chatham order turns over for Rob Rispoli. Rispoli is at the plate for his 3rd plate appearance. He's walked twice already today. Picked to first, safe. High throw. No tag applied by Yaman. Rogolski entered this outing having walked 7 and only K'd 2. Pitch downstairs. 1-0 on Rispoli. Walked in the first, he scored. Walked in the second, he was forced off of second. Righty nods, checks the runner at first, 1-0. Fastball called to strike, outside corner. Rispoli checked his swing, probably went around. Called to strike anyway. Third baseman Laskowski playing deep. 1-1. Jolted into right center field. It's got pace on it near the gap. Center fielder Torres goes back. It splits the gap and rolls up near the wall. Marshall steams around third. Relay throw to the plate. Not in time. He scores standing. Throwback to second, late two. Rob Rispoli extends the Chatham lead with an opposite field RBI double. He makes it 3-1 A's in the fourth.
Now batting, the left fielder from LSU, number 10, Bino Matos.
Chatham's all-star second baseman keeps adding on. He's got the lead back to 2. And now Bino waters up. Runner on second, 2 out. First pitch to him. Called to strike right down the chute, 0-1. 93 miles an hour from Rogolski. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher Jenkins. Rispoli took a couple of shuffles toward third base, leaned that way, but ultimately he stays as Jenkins gets the chest protector on the breaking ball in the dirt. Count even, 1-1 on Waters. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to second. 1-1. Popped up, left side, out of play. Over the Brewster dugout on the third base side. Ball and 2 strikes on him. Laskowski, the third baseman, had run over. Now he returns to his spot ahead of a 1-2 from Rogolski. Rispoli leads off of second with 2 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Lined foul. 3/4 swing from Waters, and he sprays it against the screen in front of the third base side grandstand.
Textbook defensive swing. He was trying to do nothing with that except spoil it.
Stays 1-2. Rogolski looks in. Readies for another 1-2 pitch. Looks back at second. Now he comes home. Breaking ball, grounded foul. Grabbed by Oliver Pudvar, acting as Chatham's first base coach through these first couple of innings.
Surprised he's not wearing batting gloves for it.
He wore batting gloves to hit fungos yesterday. I've never seen that before. But he's a pitcher. 1-2. Popped up down the left field line into foul ground. Laskowski, the third baseman, goes out. The left fielder, Delamalier, over. He makes the catch, stumbling into the bullpen, and keeps his feet in play by the line next to the Brewster bullpen. Waters pops out into foul ground. Chatham leaves a runner on second, but they do extend the lead to 3-1 thanks to the RBI double by Rob Rispoli. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 3.5 gone by at Brewster's Stony Brook Field. It's Chatham 3, Brewster 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Well, I
Back at Stony Brook Field in Brewster, it's Chatham 3 and Brewster 1 as the bottom of the fourth begins. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. It's a Chatham Bars In call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook and the Chatham A's. The starter Christian Chatterton is done, and the Vanderbilt right-hander Wyatt Neto comes on to make his fifth appearance. 6'6", 242-pound right-hander from Portland, Maine. He's thrown 4 1/3 innings so far and pitched to a 12.46 ERA. 10 hits, 7 runs allowed by Neto in those 4 1/3. He's 0-1 with 4 strikeouts to 3 walks. Righty reliever Neto faces 6, 7, and 8 in the Brewster order.
The center fielder from Miami, number 24, Michael Torres.
Michael Torres leads it off, left-handed hitter. Then Brody DeLamiere and Eddie Yaman, 2 righties against the righty Neto. First pitch to Torres. Hard fastball outside, 1-0. Torres singled in the second inning, 1 hit in each inning for the Brewster Whitecaps. 1-0 pitch, high. 2 balls and no strikes. Neto shakes off ahead of a 2-0 pitch. A's defense straight up. Here is the pitch. Fastball called a strike right down the middle. 2-1. Christian Chatterton went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 3, all in the third inning, and struck out 5. 2-1. Chopped foul. It hits the batter Torres on the shoulder in the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Neto takes a deep breath on the mound. Shakes off again. Now gets what he wants. The windup in the 2-2. Spiked it. Threw it about 55 feet, and Harlan Hovatter pays the price. Wears the bouncer off the shoulder, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Chopped on the ground, right side. Rispoli slides, can't get it. It trickles into right field, a base hit. Michael Torres is 2 for 2, and Brewster's got the leadoff man on in the 4th against the Chatham reliever Wyatt Neto.
Now batting the left fielder from Florida State, number 23, Brody DeLamiere.
Now Brody DeLamiere steps in. Right-handed hitter from Florida State. Pick to first, safe. Runner back with a head-first dive. No tag applied by Junior Lewacki over there. A wide stance in the righty box for DeLamiere. Right on right, Neto delivers. Fastball line straight back off the chain link portion of the backstop. 0-1. It's chain link for about 6 feet, and then protective netting for about another 30 feet or so. Here's the 0-1 offering. Downstairs, throw back to first, safe. Torres in standing. Ahead of the tag on the right knee by Lewacki. 0-1. Or rather 1-1 on DeLamiere at the plate. Torres takes his lead. He had a run on a 3-2 pitch last time he was on. 1-1, there he goes. Fastball, called a strike, throw to second. In time, they got him. Harlan Hovatter throws out another runner. He's 2 for 2 throwing out Brewster runners today. That erases the leadoff single, and there's one gone. Threw out Laskowski in the first, and now Torres in the fourth. They count 1 and 2 on Delamalira at the plate. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt. Again, it bounces well before home plate. Goes to 2-2. Left side of the Chatham infield plays back. Shortstop Bell has his feet on the outfield grass. Neto winds up, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. Delamalira swings over it. Hovatter slaps the tag on him. And that is the first strikeout for Wyatt Neto out of the bullpen. 2 away.
Number 8,
And the base is empty now for Eddie Yaman. Right-handed hitter out of LSU struck out his first time up against the starter Chatterton. Neto deals. Fastball called a strike inside corner. 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. This one too far inside. Hovatter, the catcher, freezes for a second after Ryan Damari does not call strike 2. And it goes to a ball and a strike. Yaman started his collegiate career at Dayton. Spent last year at LSU. 1-1 to him. Just downstairs. 2-1. Yaman played for Falmouth last summer. Brewster picks him up this year. 2-1. Chopped foul behind home plate. Count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Neto's got a chance to face the minimum here in the bottom of the 4th. Send Chatham to the 5th, holding a 3-1 lead. Brewster out hitting the A's 4-3. Neto shakes off, now gets the sign he wants. The windup, the 2-2, way upstairs. Not close to the strike zone. Count full. 3-2. Pete Daniel is on deck. He's the 9-hole hitter, but he singled and scored Brewster's only run in the 3rd. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball called. Strike 3. Yaman knew it. He spins out of the batter's box and walks back toward the Brewster dugout. Wyatt Neto faces the minimum. In his first inning out of the Chatham bullpen, he strikes out Delamalira and Yaman to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and thanks to the caught stealing, nobody left on base. We go to the 5th inning at Stony Brook Field. It's still Chatham 3 and Brewster 1. The A's trying to expand their lead on Orleans for the final spot in the playoffs.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know she comes around. Just about 5 feet 4. From her head to the ground. You know she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa.
Stony Brook Field in Brewster. The visitors, the Chatham A's, have a 3-1 lead with Chase Abrams. I'm Jay Klein. Diamond side, offset toward the first base side of home plate. And Junior Lewacki leads off the 5th for the A's against the righty reliever Jordan Rogolski, out for his 3rd inning. First pitch right on right, smacked into deep left field, but right at Delamalira. It sinks down in front of him, and he makes the catch by his ankles for the first out. Delamelier did not move. He stood frozen for several seconds, then took maybe one step in, thought the ball was going to come right to him, and realized he'd have to reach down by his shoe tops to grab it. He did on the backhand. And Milwaukee lines out on the first pitch of the fifth.
That's just good scouting by the Brewster Whitecaps. They said he's going to hit it right here. And Delamelier was like, I got it. I'll stand right there. And he was in the perfect place.
Now the lefty Tyler Howe in. First pitch, up and away, 1-0. Time for a check on Major League Baseball scores, brought to you by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
AL East doubleheader on tap for today. The Red Sox already beat the Rays in Game 1, 10-0.
1-0 pitch. Lined foul. Howe throws his bat at a child standing along the first base side. Luckily, protective netting in the middle there. And hey, netting saves lives.
So glad you added the fact that there was, in fact, a fence in between the child and the flying piece of wood. So the Red Sox beat the Rays in Game 1 of the doubleheader. That's the only game that's happened. In fact, first pitch for the next game, Dodgers-Yankees, is at 7:05 p.m. Jake, you looking forward to that game? Yankees host
I didn't even know
the
it was
Dodgers.
happening.
So apparently, there's your answer, folks.
Who's pitching?
Let's check.
1-1. Hit Howe. Got him on the front right kneecap, and he hobbles out of the box, grimacing as he tosses his Carolina blue protective equipment out of the way. Didn't do him any good there. Hit the unprotected knee, and Howe jogs down to first. Runner on with one out for the A's in the fifth.
Ty Peoples.
Left-handed hitting Ty Peoples steps in. Runner on first, one away. First pitch, up and away. Same spot Rogolski missed with the first pitch to Howe, who's still hobbling over there at first. Shakes out his right leg as he takes his lead off of first again.
Working on your starting pitcher for the Yankees right now,
Can't
Jake.
be that hard to find.
You'd think so.
1-0, down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. I mean, I could take my cell phone out and find it right now.
I'm ditching the computer strategy, and do you want to look on the? I can look. I'll look.
2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and tapped foul. It rolled out toward the mound, but it hit Peoples in the box. 2 balls and a strike.
In the meantime, the Red Sox raised Game 2 of the doubleheaders at 7:10 p.m. That game's at Fenway Park. The Braves host the Rangers at 7:15 tonight. Blue Jays host the White Sox at 7:15 as well. Marlins face the Brewers on the road at 7:40.
2-1 pitch. Grounded right side toward the hole. Abernathy has it skip over his glove into right field. Howe turns around second. He goes to third. A seeing eye single for Ty Peoples on a soft ground ball through the right side. Sends Howe from first to third. And the A's have runners on the corners with one out.
Now batting, the catcher from Mississippi.
Garrett Cole gets the start for the Yankees tonight against Roki Sasaki for the Dodgers.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Jake. And that concludes your check of MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
First and third, one out for Harlan Hovatter, lefty hitter against the righty Rogolski. First pitch, called a strike, outside corner 0-1. It's Chatham 3, Brewster 1 in the top of the fifth. Second of 3 trips to Stony Brook Field for the A's this summer. A place that has not been kind to them in recent years. 0-1. Swung on and fly to straightaway right field. Strayer lines it up. Runner tags from third. Strayer makes the catch. Here comes Howe. Throw to the plate. Late. Howe slides in head first. Harlan Hovatter pads the lead with a sacrifice fly. The A's have tacked on in consecutive innings. It's 4-1 Chatham now in the fifth.
Now batting, the third baseman from Boston.
Peoples stays put at first after Hovatter drives in his 7th run of the summer with the sac fly to right. So now Chatham up 4-1. Runner on first, 2 out, and the lefty Manolfi steps in. Pitch. Called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. 4 days ago, when Chatham played Yarmouth Dennis at Veterans Field, Manalfi was there as a member of YD. 0-1, grounded right side. Abernathy fields on 2 hops, slings to first in time, and retires the newest Chatham A, 4-3. Ty Manalfi 0 for 3 in his Chatham debut. The A's get another run in the top of the 5th. They make it 4-1. A run with 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Halfway through the ball game at Stony Brook Field, it's Chatham 4, Brewster 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Tommy's got his 6th string in high. Now he's opening what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Gina dreams of running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, baby, it's okay. Someday we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a
Halfway through at Stony Brook Field, Chatham ahead of Brewster 4-1. Diamond side with Chase Abrams. I'm Jake Klein. Wyatt Neto, the A's reliever, comes back out. He faced the minimum in his first inning of relief in the 4th. Now he faces 9-1-2 in the Brewster order, beginning with the righty hitting shortstop Pete Daniel. Right on right, Neto deals. Fastball, high and tight on Daniel, 1-0. Chatham took a 2-0 lead in the first on a couple of bases-loaded walks by Ty Peoples and Harlan Hovatter. And Brewster made it 2-1 in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike, top of the zone, 1-1. Since that point, Chatham has added on in each inning. A run in the 4th on the RBI double by Rispoli, and a run in the 5th. 1-1, cut on and missed. A high fastball. Daniel takes a big swing, then tries to stop about 3/4 of the way through and falls over. He calls timeout. Steps out of the righty box. Regathers himself and steps in ahead of the 1-2 pitch from Wyatt Neto. Neto struck out the last 2 hitters he faced in the 4th. Pitch, just high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A's defense straight up as Neto comes home. Fastball inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes on the righty hitting Pete Daniel. He reached on a ground ball single to third in the 3rd. Came around to score Brewster's lone run. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts for Wyatt Neto out of the Chatham bullpen. He has faced the minimum through an inning and a 3rd. And there's one away with the bases empty as the top of the Brewster order comes up in Jay Abernathy. There's another arm up in the Brewster bullpen down the left field line. It's a left-hander throwing. Chatham righty Neto deals. First pitch to Abernathy misses high. 1-0. Abernathy set to transfer from the University of Tennessee to the University of Oklahoma. He'll join the defending national champions. 1-0. Grounded right side. Rispoli comes in, fields it to his left, and throws to first in time for the second out. Abernathy grounds out. He had been 1 for 1. Now he's 1 for 2. And there are 2 gone here in the 5th.
Now batting the third baseman from
Brings up Jamie Laskowski,
number 4,
left-handed hitter.
Laskowski.
0 for 1 today. He did reach on a walk in the 3rd and on a fielder's choice in the 1st. First pitch. Fastball paints the bottom of the zone. 0-1. Laskowski, knees bent in the lefty box. 0-1. On the low outside corner, 0-2. Mentioned Abernathy, the previous hitter, will transfer to the defending national champs at Oklahoma. Laskowski, who comes from William and Mary, will transfer to the defending runners-up, North Carolina. 0-2. Outside. Hovatter, the catcher, nods in approval. 1-2. And what a season Skip Johnson and Oklahoma had en route to that title after they finished in 11th place in the SEC. 1-2. Breaking ball grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Laskowski hits a 2-out single, and Brewster's got a base runner in the 5th. First hit of the day for Jamie Laskowski. Brewster has 1 hit in all 5 innings so far. And that brings up Jacob Lee. Runner on first with 2 out. Neto deals. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. Laskowski, who already was caught stealing once today, takes his lead off at first with 2 out. Neto from the stretch, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. Lee swings over top of it. 0-2. No wind at Stony Brook Field. American flag hangs limp along the pole near center field. 0-2 pitch. Popped up right side, out of play. Up onto the hill that rises up towards Stony Brook Elementary School. Wood shingled building that looms over the first base line here at Stony Brook Field. It'll be another 0-2 to Lee. Neto readies. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. It bounces away from Hovatter and everybody's safe. Laskowski goes up to second. Lee to first on the strikeout in the wild pitch. And the inning continues.
Now batting the right.
Breaking ball hopped up on Hovatter off his chest protector and bounced toward the Brewster dugout, maybe about 10 or 15 feet away from him. He never had a chance to go pick it up and throw out Lee. So now Brewster has 2 on with 2 out and brings the game-tying run to the plate in the lefty hitting Cash Strayer. First pitch, fastball, downstairs, 1-0. Strayer's 0 for 1. He flied to right. He also walked in the 3rd. The only 3 walks that Brewster hitters drew in this game came in the 3rd against Christian Chatterton. 1-0 pitch. Fastball called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brewster with the Laskowski single now out hitting Chatham 5-4. Chatham leads it 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1. Breaking ball. Catches the outside corner. Again, Neto works the hitter to a 2-strike count. 1-2 on Strayer. Neto nods as he comes set. Glove just below the chest. 1-2 pitch. Fastball just down and away. Hovatter dropped it. Had he caught it, it's a closer call for Ryan Damari, the home plate umpire, even though it's not supposed to matter. And it goes to 2-2 on Strayer. Runners off of first and second, 2 out. Neto ready again. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pops out of Hovatter's glove. He steps up and throws to first to end the inning. Neto strikes out 3 in the inning. And that ends the 5th. No runs for Brewster on 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left on base. To the 6th, it's Chatham 4, Brewster 1. Don't go anywhere.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's license and spend my days just running.
It's a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen for Jamie Shevchek and the Brewster Whitecaps as the 6th inning begins at Stony Brook Field. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Chatham leads 4-1, and Brewster has called on its 3rd pitcher of the afternoon with one caveat. They've brought in an outfielder, Blaine Brown, left-hander from Tennessee, going to make his Cape League pitching debut for the Brewster Whitecaps. Now, I maybe excluded some context. Brown has pitched before at the Division I level for both Rice and Tennessee, and he makes his first appearance pitching for Brewster with his team behind 4-1 in the 6th. He'll face a righty, a lefty, and a righty. 8-9-1 in the Chatham order, beginning with Eddie Marshall, who has come to the plate twice and walked both times. Left on right, first pitch from Brown, upstairs 1-0, 96 miles an hour out of his left hand. Brown, across 11 career collegiate pitching appearances, has totaled 7 1/3 innings pitched. 1-0. Called a strike, upper inside corner at 96, 1-1. In those 7 1/3 innings, he has allowed 10 hits, 14 runs, to a 13.50 ERA. Here's his 1-1. Called a strike, top of the zone, 1-2. And perhaps the reason why, in 7 1/3 innings, he has walked 15 hitters and hit 3 more. 1-2. Breaking ball this time. It misses high. 2-2. First time he showed the off speed. Count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Marshall.
It's another pitcher the A's face who, when they're finding the zone, pitches pretty well, but that involves finding the zone.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Fastball at 95, and Blaine Brown strikes out the first hitter he faces on Cape Cod. 1 up, 1 down in the 6th as Marshall strikes out.
Now batting, the shortstop from Texas A&M, number 21, Jack Bell.
Nobody on, 1 out as the 9-hole hitter Jack Bell steps in for a left-on-left matchup with Brown. Here's the pitch. Down and away, 1-0. 95 again on the radar gun. This past season at Tennessee, 4 appearances, 3 innings for Blaine Brown on the mound. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run, walked 3 in those 4 innings. So the bulk of his career walks came when he was with Rice. Pitch, called a strike, top of the zone. A ball and a strike on Bell at the plate. Bell, the left-handed hitter in his Chatham debut, is 0 for 2. Grounded to first and popped to left. 1-1. Breaking ball, chopped foul. Right at home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the lefty hitter. Second baseman Abernathy playing back. Toes on the outfield grass. Everybody else straight up for Brewster. 1-2 to Bell. Breaking ball just off the plate away. 2-2. Open stance in the lefty box. The lefty Brown winds up 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He blows a 94-mile-an-hour fastball past Jack Bell. And there are 2 gone. Rob Rispoli comes to the plate. As he does, let's take a look at the scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
Harwich, who's just ahead of Chatham in the East Division standings, trails the Yarmouth Dennis juggernaut 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Right-handed Rispoli in. First pitch from the lefty Brown. Popped foul behind home plate, out of play, 0-1.
Falmouth is leading Katuitt 3-0 in a matchup of 2 10-15 and 2 teams. Wareham and Bourne are scoreless after 3 innings of play, and Hyannis and Orleans scoreless as well after an inning and a half.
0-1 pitch. Called a strike inside corner. 0-2 on Rob Rispoli. Blaine Brown trying to strike out the side in order in his Cape League pitching debut. Here's his 0-2. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jamie Laskowski, the Brewster third baseman, started jogging toward the Whitecap dugout. Nobody else did, though, so it was only him who thought it was strike 3. 1-2 on Rispoli. He's reached all 3 times so far. The pitch, called strike 3. Breaking ball on the outside corner, and Blaine Brown strikes out all 3 batters he faces out of the Brewster bullpen in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. How about that for a Cape League debut? 4-1 A's to the bottom of the 6th.
Chatham A's on the air.
Leads off the bottom of the 6th against Neto. Right on right matchup. First pitch downstairs. 1-0.
Good eye.
Deep breath for Neto on the mound. He rocks and fires. Hit him. Fastball plunked Jenkins right in the elbow guard. He looks perturbed as he stares at the Chatham dugout and walks down the first base line. Leadoff man aboard for the Whitecaps, and that's going to be all for Wyatt Neto. He signals Dennis Cook comes out of the dugout and gestures down to his right field bullpen. He's going to make a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen with the leadoff runner on first, and Chatham ahead 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Kenan Ellerton coming in when we come back. Right-hander coming in for his second Chatham appearance after his Chatham debut. It's 4-1 A's in the bottom of the 6th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday,
Chatham bars in call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook. Brings on the 6'5", 217-pound Houston Christian righty, Kenan Ellerton. His second Chatham appearance comes with a runner on first, nobody out. And Chatham ahead 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Lefty hitting Michael Torres is the first to face the righty Ellerton. First pitch, called a strike outside corner, 0-1. Ellerton made one appearance. It came 5 days ago when Chatham faced Orleans at Veterans Field. He pitched 1 inning and allowed 1 run. And now a pitch clock violation called against Ellerton, so an automatic ball assessed, and it's 1-1. Torres in the lefty batter's box is 2 for 2. He's got 2 of Brewster's 5 hits tonight. 1-1 pitch, up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Runner on first takes his lead. That's Jenkins after the hit by pitch. Nobody out. 2-1 pitch. Grounded sharply off Milwaukee's glove at first. It bounces away from him, and everybody's safe. Torres with a hard hit infield single to first, Jenkins to second, and Brewster brings the game-tying run to the plate with nobody out. It hit right off Milwaukee's glove. All he had to do, he probably had a double play if he fielded it cleanly, because he was basically on top of first base. He would have had ample time to throw to second for Chatham to tag Jenkins out. Instead, Torres on first, Jenkins on second, nobody out, and Brody DeLamiere up. First pitch, chopped foul. Wide of third base toward the Brewster bullpen, and Kenan Ellerton gets ahead, 0-1.
It's ruled a single for Torres.
His third hit of the day is 3 for 3. He's responsible for half the Brewster hits. 0-1, tapped foul. This time toward the on-deck circle. Eddie Yaman grabs it there. 0-2 on Delamalier. He struck out swinging last time against the reliever Neto. He struck out looking to end the second against the starter Chatterton. Ellerton trying to become the third Chatham pitcher to strike out Delamalier. Here's the 0-2. Downstairs, 1-2. After Delamalier, it's Yaman and Daniel, both right-handed hitters at the bottom of the Brewster order. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, hit hard on the ground to short, past the diving Bell, and into left center field. The windmill at third sends the runner home. No throw in. Now it comes to second. Jenkins scores on the RBI single by Brody Delamalier. It's 4-2 Chatham in the sixth. Now runners on the corner, still nobody out.
Now batting the first baseman.
Bell dove toward the middle of the field and flared his glove out. He couldn't grab the high hopper. And now Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, goes to the mound. Brewster has the game-tying run on first, the go-ahead run at the plate, and there's still nobody out in the sixth. Powell brings the entire Chatham infield in around the right-hander Ellerton, who, as I mentioned, had thrown only one inning in his time with Chatham. Struck one out, walked one, allowed one hit, and one run. Powell walks back off the mound. It's in Ellerton's hands to get the A's out of the inning. Torres on third, Delamalier on first, nobody out. Chatham ahead of Brewster 4-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Eddie Yaman digs in, right-handed hitter. First pitch to Yaman. Breaking ball cracked, foul on a line. 0-1. Landed only about 10 feet wide or so of the foul line down the left field side and rolled toward the Brewster bullpen. Torres, the runner on third, insistently pointed fair, though it was clearly foul, then laughed with Ryan Damari, the home plate umpire.
It was a good effort. Wasn't going to be successful.
0-1 from Ellerton. Breaking ball popped up on the infield. The second baseman Rispoli calls for it. Near his regular spot, he puts it away for the second out. Runners stay put at first and third with one out as Rispoli, right on the edge of the shadows cast by the trees behind the third base side, was battling the sun as he made the catch. Big pop out elicited by Ellerton. And that's the first out as Pete Daniel comes up. Right-handed hitting 9-hole hitter. First pitch. Called to strike low outside corner. 0-1 on Daniel. Chatham had Junior Lewacki, the first baseman, in on the grass against the previous hitter Yaman. Now he's holding the runner Delamalier on at first. 0-1. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hayes could get out of this inning and keep the 2-run lead intact with a double play. Got their middle infielders pushed back. Third baseman as well. Pitch. Just up and in. 2-1. Breaking ball from Ellerton misses. And Daniel goes ahead in the count. Daniel's 1 for 2 today. Infield single in the third. He's also got a strikeout on his ledger. That was in the fifth. 2-1. Downstairs, Hovatter blocks it in the dirt. Keeps the runners at the corners with 1 out. But now the count 3-1 on Pete Daniel with the leadoff man, Jay Abernathy, waiting on deck.
Come on, Brewster.
Right-hander comes set. The 3-1. High, ball 4. Ellerton walks him loaded now. goes to second. Daniel to first. Bases loaded with one out. The runner on second, Delamalier, represents the game-tying run, and the runner on first, Daniel, represents the go-ahead run. 4-2 Chatham, bottom of the sixth. And Jay Abernathy comes up, leadoff man, who's got a single, a walk, and a ground out to second. And Dennis Cook makes a trip to the mound and a pitching change. Kenan Ellerton comes in, he gets one out and allows three batters to reach, plus a run to score. Third pitcher of the inning for Chatham coming in, Noah Allen will try to wiggle out of the bases loaded one out jam when we come back. Brewster threatening. The Whitecaps have a chance to tie the game or even take the lead. Straight ahead, you won't want to miss it. It's on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Some stuck out as I go. I'm just traveling up the road. Maps don't do much for me, friend. I follow the weather and the wind. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got a pregnant Sally in his side. Yes, indeed.
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field. A precarious spot for a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. Noah Allen, the 6'7", 205-pound Ole Miss righty, transferring to Alabama, comes in with the bases loaded and one out. Chatham ahead of Brewster 4-2 in the bottom of the sixth. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. It'll be the fourth appearance for Allen, the right-hander. So far, he's thrown 5 1/3 innings. He has allowed 12 hits in that span. 10 runs, 1 home run, 7 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's got a 15.19 ERA. And he faces the top of the Brewster order, the lefty hitting Jay Abernathy with the game-tying run on second, the go-ahead run on first, and the bases loaded with one out.
Dennis Cook has said that he doesn't want to put a pitcher into a game if he's never seen him pitch before. Well, he's seen Allen pitch before, so I guess that's all he needs to put him into this game.
Right on left, first pitch to Abernathy. Grounded toward first. Milwaukee fields, he throws home. They get the first out, throw back to first. It gets away. It hits the runner. Delamalier comes home. Throw to the plate. Gets to the backstop. Daniel coming home. The throw to the plate never comes. Brewster scores twice and ties the game as Chatham makes a comedy of errors. One ball thrown off of Abernathy at first. The other past Hovatter at the plate. It's 4-4 in the sixth. And Abernathy down behind home plate, or rather behind first base. Ground ball was right back to Milwaukee at first. He tapped first for the first out of the play, but second out of the inning. So the throw came home. They forced out the runner. Second out of the inning. And then Hovatter tried to end the inning with a return throw to first. It hit Abernathy. Then they went down, chased it down, through home. That throw got past Hovatter at the plate. And 2 runs came in to score, so it's a 3-run inning for Brewster, a 4-4 game, and Abernathy is still lying on his back behind first base. Jamie Shevchek is out there. Members of both the Brewster and Chatham training staff are there as well. Chatham infield is now all gathered up by the second base position. Noah Allen on the mound is throwing warm-up pitches with the catcher Harlan Hovatter. And Abernathy still down with his manager Jamie Shevchek crouched down right beside him. Abernathy is moving around on the ground, surrounded by now the right side umpire Craig Andriazzi, a couple of members of the Brewster training staff, and Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, now is telling the anglers to come off the field. Brewster has tied the game 4-4 here in the third. Injury delay with Jay Abernathy down on the first base line, having just grounded into a fielder's choice that, thanks to a couple of throwing errors, eventually led to Brewster tying the game. We'll be right back after this break.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. Safe at harbor, everything is easy.
here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Massachusetts. Jay Abernathy remains on the ground for the Whitecaps following a wacky wild play with the bases loaded. I believe he was hit by a baseball in the head, and that is why he remains on the ground. It was a play with the bases loaded for the Whitecaps that tied this game. Chatham, who led this inning, really led this game 4-1 in the start of this inning, allowed 3 runs on 3 pitchers who have come into this game.
Yeah, Chase, I just got a look of it on the Brewster broadcast. One of the camera angles that they had appears to show that the ball thrown by Harlan Hovatter hit Abernathy in the back of the neck, almost up underneath his helmet. And he's been down now for about 7 or 8 minutes. Remember, there are no lights at Stony Brook Field, so this delay will have a significant impact on whether or not this game can be completed.
Dennis Cook had a few words with the umpiring crew in foul territory just to the right of the first base line, probably about a third of the way down the line. It popped through my mind whether or not he'd maybe want to just call this game a tie, but it feels a little early for that. We'll see what the decision is on this one. The sunset for tonight is at 8:12 p.m.
Just under an hour from now. So there is time and still plenty of sunlight.
We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Game started at 5 p.m. in preparation for the no-light sunset.
It is an official game. If they do decide, as Chase said, that they want to end it, they can end it as a 4-4 tie. And now an ambulance has come into Stony Brook Field through the right field gate. And that's coming onto the field now to tend to Jay Abernathy. Again, if you're just joining us, Brewster was down 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning with the bases loaded and 1 out. Abernathy hit a ground ball to the first baseman, Junior Lewacki, who threw home for a force out for the 2nd out of the inning. And then the return throw to first from Harlan Hovatter appeared to hit the runner Abernathy in the head. And now he's been down about almost 10 minutes. And now emergency services on site to tend to Jay Abernathy, who's still down. 2 runs came in to score on the play for Brewster. The Whitecaps have tied the game 4-4 in the bottom of the 6th.
And the head and neck area stuff, the training staff's here obviously very well equipped, but when it's in the head and neck area, the ambulance probably the safer bet. Well, surely the safer bet. You really want to take this one very carefully.
Both members of the Brewster training staff, Chatham's training staff out there, along with the Whitecap coaches. They did administer a concussion test to Jay Abernathy. He's been lying on his back there right by the edge of the infield dirt down the right field line, and oh boy, now they're bringing out the stretcher. Yeah, Abernathy has been moving around.
Not unconscious.
Down the shallow right field line, but it looks like they are going to load him onto a stretcher. And now he sits up. His neck has been stabilized by a brace, and the crowd applauds, comes to its feet at Stony Brook Field. Abernathy helped up now to his feet. He's an all-star for this Brewster team. He's been one of the linchpins of their offense this summer. as he's set to join the defending national champion Oklahoma Sooners. And he will leave this game on a stretcher, having helped Brewster bring in the game-tying runs here in the 6th inning. They've lifted it up. He's now lying on his back on top of that stretcher, and they're wheeling it off toward the ambulance past the right field corner as the crowd applauds at Stony Brook Field. So a significant loss for Brewster of one of their all-star players, obviously, Chase, but paramount is the health of Jay Abernathy.
Yeah, without a doubt. Health comes first in these types of situations. The head, the neck area stuff, you really just cannot afford to take chances. And they didn't. They're going to wheel him off. They'll bring him to the hospital. And our thoughts and prayers go out to Jay Abernathy.
So Abernathy is now off the field. They're loading him into the ambulance in the right field parking lot. And meanwhile, the manager, Jamie Shevchek of Brewster, along with the Chatham manager, Dennis Cook, are meeting with the home plate umpire and crew chief, Ryan Damari. Going to see how they decide to handle the rest of this game. Remember, there are no lights at Stony Brook Field. We're still just under an hour from sunset. But this is an official game. If they decide to end it, it could end right here 4-4.
Both teams are off the fields in the dugouts on the first and third base sides.
Chatham's defense, which was called off the field during the injury delay, is huddled up. And now the A's retake the field. They will continue at Stony Brook Field. 4-4 game in the bottom of the 6th. Same pitcher for Chatham, Noah Allen, and they'll give him some time to warm back up. While he does, we will take another step aside. It is Chatham 4 and Brewster 4 in the bottom of the 6th after the injury delay at Stony Brook Field. We will be right back as the bottom of the 6th continues.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? You're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc and buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. And while Lenin read a book of Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark the day.
Back at at Stony Brook Field, a 4-4 game in the bottom of the 6th. Out of the injury delay, they have helped the injured Jay Abernathy, who was struck in the head by a thrown baseball off the field. He is replaced at first base by Holden Pantier, the Walters State infielder. And play will resume. 4-4 game, bottom of the 6th, Chatham and Brewster. Whitecaps at the plate with Pantier on first and 2 out, and Jamie Laskowski at the plate. Left-handed hitter, who today is 1 of 2. And Noah Allen, the right-hander, remains on the mound for Chatham. They allowed him as many warm-up pitches as he needed, and his first pitch to Laskowski, fastball called a strike, 0-1. There's little sunlight remaining now at Stony Brook Field. Streaks across the outfield in right. 0-1. Inside. 1-1 on Laskowski. The entire infield cast in shadow. The only light remaining glows on the right fielder, Tyler Howe. 1-1 pitch. Grounded left side. Bell, the shortstop, charges. His off-balance throw to first is in time to end the inning. Brewster scores 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th and ties the game 4-4. The 7th inning, according to the home plate umpire, Ryan Damari, will be the final inning, and it's coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. In the inning, 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 man left. 4-4. Next inning is the last.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America.
4-4 game as the 7th and final inning begins at Stony Brook Field. Chatham and Brewster in an East Division clash. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. The home plate umpire, Ryan Damari, before the teams return to their dugouts for the end of the 6th, called out to the Chatham and Brewster dugouts, signified that this would be the final inning of the game. Win, lose, or tie. And Colt Peterson comes on for a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen to make his Brewster debut. 6 foot, 180-pound righty from Stanford. And his first pitch to Bino Waters, lined on one hop to short under Daniel's glove and into left center field, a base hit.
Go, Junior!
A low one-hop line drive towards short, and Daniel sidestepped, tried to play it on a backhand, and it went underneath his glove into left center. So Chatham's got the leadoff man on in this 7th and final inning.
Now batting the first baseman from Georgia, number 13, Junior Lauka.
Right-handed hitting Junior Lawaki steps in. Right-on-right matchup with Peterson. First pitch, breaking ball outside, 1-0.
Go,
The injured Jay Abernathy was replaced by Holden Pantier, who comes in to play third base. Jamie Laskoski moves to second for Brewster. 1-0. Breaking ball. Called a strike, 82 miles an hour, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 homers in the last 4 games for Junior Lewacki, including the walk-off solo shot in the bottom of the 9th last night to beat Bourne. 1-1. Chopped on the ground, left side. Daniel fields in the hole. Throw to second for 1. Gets Waters, who peeled off out of the base path, although the throw pulled Laskoski off the bag. Now, Chatham, remember, had already had a runner's interference call against it today, so Waters perhaps extra cautious running to second, and the throw from Daniel caused Laskoski to step off the bag, but Waters had already ran out of the base path anyway, so Laskoski just steps on second. That's the first out, and now Tyler Howe bats with a runner on first, 1 away. First pitch, up and away, 1-0.
I understand wanting to avoid the runner's interference, but it still felt early to me.
Right on left, Peterson out of the stretch. Here's the 1-0. Popped into medium depth left center field. Delamalier chases it over. Near the gap, he makes the catch for the second out. 2 out. Runner Lewacki remains at first. And the left-handed hitting Ty Peoples comes up. Chatham's last hope to win the game.
Number 1, Ty Peoples.
If the A's can get a run here, they'll have a chance to win it. If they can't, they'll play for a 4-4 tie. First pitch to Peoples, cut on and foul, tipped 0-1. Peoples tonight is 2 for 2. He's reached all 3 times he's come up. A walk and 2 singles. 0-1. Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lewacki off of first. Does not run particularly well. He has not attempted a stolen base in his 8 games with Chatham. 1-1. High. 2 balls and 1 strike on Peoples. Single for Peoples in the 3rd was hard hit. He was caught stealing second. In the 5th, he hit a dribbler, really, between the 1st and 2nd baseman. 2-1 pitch. Cracked foul, straight back. Count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ty Peoples.
Have a good night.
We're now 40 minutes shy of the official sunset time in Brewster, though the sun has already dropped below the tree line. So hardly any sun on the field. 2-2 to Peoples. Downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitter. You've got Harlan Hovatter on deck. He's driven in 2 today with a walk and a sacrifice fly. Lewacki will be off on the pitch. 4-4 game, top of the 7th and final inning. Runner on first, 2 out, a full count coming to Peoples. Peterson deals. Breaking ball called, strike 3, that ends the inning. Chatham does not score, which means they cannot win. The A's will play for the tie in the bottom of the 7th and try to salvage a point after another lost lead. No runs, 1 hit.
Sports Radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Jacob Lee, the Cape League's home run leader, leads off the bottom of the 7th and final inning against the righty reliever Noah Allen for Chatham in a 4-4 game. First pitch cut on and missed, 0-1. The umpire, Ryan Damari, has already declared this 7th inning the final inning of the game. So if Brewster scores, it wins. If it doesn't, the game ends in a 4-4 tie. Here's the 0-1. Smacked on a line into left field, a base hit. Brewster has the game-winning run on first to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Lee, who had done nothing but strike out 3 times, starts the bottom of the 7th with a laser beam single to left. Brings up Cash Strayer now. In what feels, Chase, like an obvious bunt situation, you can move the game-winning run to second with 1 out if the sacrifice were to be successful. See what Strayer does, the lefty against the righty Allen. First pitch, he does not square and takes a fastball low, 1-0.
They just don't bunt anymore, Jake. Are you a fan of the bunt? Are you one of those guys who thinks that we should bring the bunt back more?
Well, if you're confident your players can do it, there's no doubt it can be beneficial in certain situations. 1-0 from Allen, high, 2-0.
Let's also not forget what happened the last time the A's played here at Stony Brook Field.
That was when Chatham led 8-1 after an inning and a half and eventually lost 9-8 on a walk-off.
Winning pitcher that game, Jordan Rogolski.
2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. 3 straight balls now from Allen, who's in danger of putting the game-winning run into scoring position with nobody out. Third baseman Manolfi comes in. 3-0 from Allen. High, ball 4. He walks Strayer on 4 pitches, and Lee, the game-winning run, moves into scoring position. 2 on, nobody out, and Owen Jenkins comes to the plate.
And that solves the should I bunt or should I not situation. The game-winning run moves into scoring position. You don't even have to surrender an out to do it.
Jenkins can win it with a hit. First pitch, he squares, drops it foul, hit himself in the box, 0-1. So after Strayer chose not to bunt, Jenkins attempts a bunt after Allen had thrown 4 straight pitches out of the zone. That pitch was in the zone and bunted foul, so 0-1 on Jenkins at the plate. 0 for 2. He has scored a run after he reached on a hit by pitch. 0-1. He squares again, pulls back and takes a fastball low. 1-1. Chatham led 4-1 entering the bottom of the 6th. They allow 3 runs in that half inning. And now with daylight at a premium, in danger of being walked off at Stony Brook Field. 1-1, Jenkins squares, he drops it down right to the mound. Manolfi comes in, his throw to first in time, but the sacrifice successful from Owen Jenkins. The runners move into scoring position with 1 out. Second and third for Lee and Strayer.
And now Michael Torres just has to put one deep enough in the outfield, and the Whitecaps win this game.
Torres is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And remember, first base is open. The entire Chatham infield gathers around Noah Allen, the pitcher.
Why not put him on here?
Dennis Cook has not intentionally walked a batter this summer, despite a number of situations late in games that would suggest you would.
The batter waiting on deck, Brody DeLaMaliere, is a right-hander, so it would be a same-side matchup for Noah Allen on the mound, as opposed to the lefty Michael Torres, who's up now.
Lefty hitting Torres at the plate after the mound meeting breaks up.
All home games after the All-Star break start at 4:30 p.m. for the duration of the regular season. Again, 4:30 first pitch against YD.
And before the first pitch to Torres, Dennis Cook does put him on.
Chatham was elected to intentionally walk Michael
Torres is intentionally walked, and so it'll be Brody DeLamalier with the bases loaded and one out. If he can drive in a run, he sends Brewster home with a win and extends the Whitecap win streak to 4. Right on right. Allen's first pitch. Called a strike at the knees, 0-1. Lee off of third, the game-winning run. Bases loaded with one out. 4-4 tie. 0-1. Breaking ball just off the plate away. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the 7th inning, but it's the final inning due to darkness at Stony Brook Field. Third baseman Manolfi and the first baseman Lowacki in on the grass. 1-1. Swing and a miss. DeLamalier in front of the breaking ball, 1-2. And Allen a pitch away from taking the sacrifice fly out of the equation. Can he get DeLamalier? Here's the pitch. Just low, right near the knees. But Ryan Damari does not punch out DeLamalier. It's 2-2.
Go, Noah!
Boy, a mighty close pitch. DeLamalier takes.
Fantastic 1-2 pitch from Noah Allen.
It'll be a 2-2 right on right. Here it comes. Breaking ball popped up right side out of play. Would have been close in terms of being deep enough to score the run. DeLamalier stays alive. It's 2-2. Lee, who's running off of third, is a catcher. He has not attempted a stolen base this summer. 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2, and now a ball will end the game.
And that is the argument against putting the runner on in this situation, is if you walk the next batter, that ends the game just like that.
4-4 tie, bottom of the 7th and final inning. Bases loaded with one out. Full count pitch from Allen to DeLamalier. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Allen bears down. He gets the strikeout of Brody DeLamalier. Third strikeout for the Brewster left fielder. There are 2 gone, and it's up to Eddie Yaman.
Big deep breath for Noah Allen after that one, and a deep breath for all Chatham fans in attendance as well. That was the payoff pitch. We've got payoff pitches in certain at-bats. That one was you strike him out, the game stays alive. If you don't, it's over.
First pitch to Yaman, cut on and missed on a breaking ball in the dirt. 0-1. Yaman has K'd twice. He's 0 for 3. Struck out in the 3rd against Chatterton and the 4th against Neto. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball on the outside corner. 0-2.
Let's go, Noah!
Bases remain loaded with 2 out. Bottom of the 7th and final inning in a 4-4 tie. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Noah Allen gets out of the bases loaded situation. And now the umpires conference. They'll decide, is there enough daylight for another inning? And that's the end of the ball game. Not the joy of victory, not the agony of defeat, but the thrill of a tie. 4-4 in 7 innings, shortened by darkness at Stony Brook Field. Brewster, once down 4-1, comes back to force a 4-4 tie against Chatham.
The final score of the Chatham Anglers.
Well, that was an interesting one. The A's, who felt for a while like they were cruising, give up the lead in the bottom of the 6th. And do hold on to prevent the loss. They get a point and keep pace in the East Division standings. But on one hand, feels like it could have, should have been a win. Anglers Extra post-game show coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, oh, oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Na 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 When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh,
Anglers Extra.
Well, it didn't go exactly the way we thought it would. 4-4 final. The Anglers and the Whitecaps tie in 7 innings here at the lightless Stony Brook Field in Brewster. 7-inning game, 4-4 the final score. This is your Anglers Extra post-game show, presented as always by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza. We'll have your post-game highlights coming up, but first, Jake Klein is standing by with a special guest.
Chase Diamond side with Noah Allen after he closes out the 4-4 tie. Noah, how does closing out a game when you're going for the tie compare to closing out a game when you're going for the win?
You got to treat it the same. I mean, it's baseball. It's what it comes down to at the end of the day, and all your preparation goes into it. All glory to God, man. I couldn't be here without him, and he's helped me through the ups and downs, man. He was there the whole time, so.
Obviously, you were in the game before the injury to Jay Abernathy there. What was it like having to come back into the game for those important situations after that delay?
First off, praying for that kid. That's awful that happened, but it's like the process. Like everything's the same. You wipe it away, you close your eyes, go into that mode, and lock down and get back in it. So that's it.
Through your first couple of appearances with Chatham, how have you felt so far?
Dude, it's been a blast. I love it. Jay Powell's been the absolute best. Dennis Cook's the absolute best. Love my teammates. So it's been a blessing, man, to come up here and play ball. So I'm excited about it.
There's Noah Allen after he closes out the 4-4 tie against Brewster. Noah, thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Back to Chase.
All right, Jake. Noah Allen goes to the final inning and a third here at Stony Brook Field. Allows just one hit, walks a couple, but strikes out two, and ultimately kept the Whitecaps off the board to keep this game tied at 4 apiece. It's time for your post-game highlights, presented as always by Touchstone Closing. We just wrapped up 7 innings. We rewind back to the top of the first. The Brewster starter, Skylar Sanford, struggled out of the gate. He walked 6 batters in this game. Ty Peoples came up with the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. You'll never guess what happened next. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. Sanford walks in a run, and Chatham is in the scoring column first. Back-to-back games with a bases-loaded walk for Ty Peoples. Rob Rispoli comes in to score, and Chatham leads 1-0 in the first. So that's how Chatham took the 1-0 lead. The A's would add on with a second bases-loaded walk just 1 batter later, thanks to Harlan Hovatter. Here's the payoff. Up and away, ball 4. Sanford walks in a second run. Bino Waters comes in to score now, and the A's lead 2-0 in the top of the first. So it was 2-0 A's. Very nearly could have been 3-0 A's, but there was a double play runner at second base in which Harlan Hovatter was called for runner's interference. So the A's capped at 2 runs in the first inning off a couple bases-loaded walks. Then the bottom of the third rolls around. Cash Strayer comes up with the bases loaded. And guess what happened? The 3-0 pitch. Fastball up and in, ball 4. He walked Strayer on 4 straight pitches, and the first run comes in to score for the Whitecaps. Brewster gets one back. It's 2-1 in the bottom of the third. 3 combined runs on 3 bases-loaded walks between the two teams. Rob Rispoli came up half an inning later in the top of the 4th and decided to get Chatham on the board with a hit this time.
1-1. Jolted into right center field. It's got pace on it near the gap. Center fielder Torres goes back. It splits the gap and rolls up near the wall. Marshall steams around third. Relay throw to the plate. Not in time. He scores standing. Throwback to second, late 2. Rob Rispoli extends the Chatham lead with an opposite field RBI double. He makes it 3-1 A's in the 4th.
Rob Rispoli made it 3-1. Half an inning, or rather a full inning later, Harlan Hovatter, who had already scored a run while driven in a run thanks to a bases-loaded walk, stepped up with a man on third.
0-1. Swung on and fly to straightaway right field. Strayer lines it up. Runner tanks from third. Strayer makes the catch. Here comes Howe. Throw to the plate. Late. Howe slides in head first. Harlan Hovatter pads the lead with a sacrifice fly. The A's have tacked on in consecutive innings. It's 4-1 Chatham now in the 5th.
4-1 Chatham in the 5th. 5th inning ends. Top of the 6th goes by. No score change. Then began the bottom of the 6th. And Brewster started to claw back, beginning with Brody DeLamelier.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball hit hard on the ground to short, past the diving Bell and into left center field. The windmill at third sends the runner home. No throw in. Now it comes to second. Jenkins scores on the RBI single by Brody DeLamelier. It's 4-2 Chatham in the 6th. Now runners on the corner, still nobody out.
DeLamelier makes it 4-2. A wild, wacky play off the bat of Jay Abernathy ties this game up at 4 apiece. Abernathy goes down hurt for a long stretch of time. He was ultimately taken off in an ambulance. We had about a 20-minute delay. The umpires conferenced on the infield and decided that the 7th inning would be the final inning of this game. Chatham goes down 1-2-3 in the 7th inning. Well, rather, 4 batters come to the plate for Chatham, but a very quick top of the 7th inning. Then Noah Allen comes out for the bottom of the 7th inning, loads the bases. Then he strikes out Brody DeLamelier, and Eddie Yaman was the last chance for the Whitecaps. How did he do against the Chatham righty?
Bases remain loaded with 2 out. Bottom of the 7th and final inning in a 4-4 tie. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Noah Allen gets out of the bases loaded situation. And now the umpires conference. They'll decide, is there enough daylight for another inning? And that's the end of the ball game. Not the joy of victory, not the agony of defeat, but the thrill of a tie. 4-4 in 7 innings, shortened by darkness at Stony Brook Field.
And there is your final on the Anglers Extra Postgame Show. Your Touchstone closing postgame highlights come to a close. Chatham 4, Brewster 4. The A's had 4 hits on with 2 errors as well. 7 men left on base. The Whitecaps 4 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and 10 men stranded. There is no winning pitcher, as there was no winning team. There's no losing pitcher, as there was no losing team. The A's get the weekend off thanks to the All-Star break, but when they're back on Monday, they host Hyannis at 7 p.m. right back at Veterans Field. Jake and I, as we always do, have your pregame show 20 minutes before first pitch at 6:40. 2 days off, and then we're back on. For my partner, Jake Klein, our producer, Ben Corbett, and the whole crew here at Stony Brook Field, I'm Chase Abrams saying so long.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2026 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, Cape Cod 5, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.